Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck to Sim live stream. Today, it's the 26th of May 2020, coming in from 3 minutes past 8 in the evening, and we are jumping back in for the second ever time, the IXEG 737-300 Classic. An aircraft I've had for a while, but it has just been recently updated by IXEG. Now, I took it for a spin yesterday, practicing these sectors. There are a few little bugs and glitches, some have been reported. We'll have a look at how we get on here. There's a few funny things going on with VNAV, but what we're going to do is start off our day in Southampton. We are continuing this theme of starting off in the south of the UK. We were in Bournemouth last Friday. We're now from Southampton, the Orbeck scenery, and we're going to go head over to northwest France. There is a VATSIM event going on this evening. In fact, it only started 3 minutes ago. They're covering several of the airports down there. They are going at Brest, Rennes, and Nantes, and we're going to go to Nantes, which is just on the northwest coast of France. So it's one of the bigger airports there. Nice long runway, north-south facing. Flight time around 50 minutes from Southampton. We'll then do a quick turnaround and then head back to Southampton. So 2 short flights. It's been a long time since we've done 2 sectors, let alone 2 short flights. So there won't be too much time in the cruise to talk about it. But yes, we've also installed the sound pack, the free BSS sound pack. So it is a little bit better than those default sounds that you get. That awful electronic engine start. It sounds like your Scare-Electric or some sort of old video game that you were playing in the 90s or so. What is a like target today? I haven't set one. Just enough to please Jim, really. 737 is always a nice target we go for. Nicely, loads of members here today. Records Aviation, 2 tons of love, Adam Bailey, Kieran Harvey, Will Bewley, Paul F, one of my moderators here as well. Marianne is around too. She's just logging into her laptop to make sure that you're all behaving yourselves. List them in. We've got lots of non-members here as well. We've got Joey, Rika de Ritz, JJ. What's the song? The song that you heard at the start there is a song by a YouTuber called Strat Shadow. Go check him out. He offered that to me. He's a follower of my channel, so it's a really, really cool intro. We've had it for a very long time now. Excellent. So here is Southampton. Orbex. There's a few of us joining us on VATSIM for this sector. Let's zoom on into the airport. We are live time, so by the time we get to Nantes, it will be just past sunset, and the return sector will be a night flight. So it's been a while since we've done it. The scenery from Orbex does look very, very nice. And here we are. Let's just show you my colleagues. Look, we've got sadly some Flybe aircraft around here. We've got a 737 Alpaca Airways galore. We even got an Air Bucharest here as well. But here's what we want to see. Here is the retro 737-300 classic livery. Massive. Who was it that made this one? I get so confused with everyone that makes this. If you go !livery, you'll be able to download this as well for your IXEG. Who made this? Jordan, my friend from New Zealand, made this. He was actually awake at 5 AM. I think he said he was to be watching the stream today. Thank you very much, Triple02, for the £3 donation straight off the bat. Any chance of paying a visit to Porto next time round? Hashtag free Mariana. Yes, my partner asked if we could go to Porto today. I actually said no. There's an ATC VATSIM event going on in France today, and I quite like to take the IXEG there. But yeah, the livery's stunning. The 300, this had a winglets option. I actually looked online. I think there were some 300s there are some 300s that had the winglets, so it looks pretty cool. But yeah, really nice retro-looking livery. Absolutely classic kind of 80s design. Flight Deck to Sim retro. And look, the logo has been slightly modified at the rear of the aircraft. You might have noticed it's no longer the swooshy 737. It's a swooshing alpaca. Absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much to Jordan for that. Right, completely cold or not, let's jump on into the flight deck and get the ball rolling. I just treat this like it's an NG. It works pretty well, to be fair. Right, I'll pop the battery on, get the GPU on the bus. Now, we have to set up all these sort of things here. Not preferences, we want ground services. So let's turn up the volumes here slightly as well. Unfortunately, the sound is disabled because I think it's something to do with the sound pack, so I have to go in this menu. So if it's too loud, too quiet, please let me know. Let's now get the ground power connected. Connect GPU, there we are. Let's pop that on. There we are, it's whirring to life. Lots of nice noises. So battery on, GPU's on the bus. Pop on the electric hydraulic pumps. Landing gear lever is down. We've got 3 green lights here. And 3 green lights here. Then we check all the aircraft documentation. Perfect. Now let's look down here. I think the graphics in this thing look absolutely excellent. Really, really nice in this flight deck. Let's now do the fault fire test. So here's the bottles. Oh, it even illuminates the bottle discharge lights. Interesting. Let's do the fault test. That's the same as the NG, fault APU detector in op. There's the fire belt. You should look up there, you can see, look, the fire warning light is illuminated. Perfect. Up on here, emergency exit lights we can pop on. Let's get the fuel loaded. So quite a short sector today. As we mentioned here, I think this is our first flight plan. Yes, it is Southampton to Nantes. Look at that, only need 4.6 tons. It burns around the same amount of fuel as the NG, a little bit more thirsty. I've simulated around 100 passengers or so, so we've got a little bit of a load. Quite a short runway here for departure, so we're going to use full thrust. Coming back into here, going to use flat 40 as well, pretty tight. Short runway, quite narrow as well, not 45 metres wide here, 37 metres wide. What's going on? Broken. View is frozen. Interesting. Alright, thanks for that, guys. I've got a problem with the stream. The stream is broken. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? How? What? Oh, no. You can still hear me, but... Right, it's coming back in. Now, has that got to do... Right, I've changed the settings. I'm no longer windowed, because you might have noticed here. Let me go to windowed mode, guys. Because that's the only thing I've changed which could be causing an issue. Let's go windowed simulator, done. Right, it is fine now, okay. Right, well, great. Right, my god, goodness, I looked at chat. There's never a dull moment in a Flight Data Sim live stream, always problems. Let me just have a little change here with these settings. Perfect. I'll move that back up there then. Well, I don't know what caused that. Right, let me just change views. I'm going to change views now. Jump back into the sim. So let me just tell me, guys, I've jumped outside. Has that updated? Can you see what's going on outside? Or was that just... I think that was probably Streamlabs just being Streamlabs. I'm looking at the stream. Thank you. Can I hear my own voice? Perfect. Thanks, guys. All I did in the flight deck was the normal setup whilst you enjoyed the outside view. I put the battery on, I put the GPU on the bus, put the electric hydraulic pumps on. I did all the fault and fire tests. I'm not going to repeat them. And now we're going to do the fuel loading. So let me just show you where we are. Here's the first flight plan. Edinburgh to Nantes. Sorry, I never finished saying thank you. No, I did say thank you to IXEG. It's completely threw me. I think it's got to do with the fact I went out of windowed mode because I used to always have full screen, and I thought, well, now I'm back on 1141, let's go full screen again. But now I've gone windowed, it seems to be working. Right, 4.6 tons. Let's take a bit extra because it is a VATSIM event. Let's take 20 minutes or so. Let's pop on another 800 kilos on top of that. So that'll be 4, 6... 5, 6, let's take 5.5 tons, that should do us quite nicely. So 5.5, so we're going to go to pre-flight, no it's not that one, it's ground services, so 5.5 tons of fuel. There we go. Let's put instant. We'll just put the fuel straight in today. Passenger load. Now we're going to take a 0 fuel at 46.1, which according to IXEG, if I go here to pre-flight 46.1, is a packed flight. Is a packed amount of aircraft. So extreme. I've packed the aircraft. I don't know how many passengers that is, but I'd say it's around 100 or so. So we've got the passengers loaded. 46.1. And that's set on the other one there. Right, we can carry on with the rest of the flight. The aircraft's fueled up, so we'll put the fasten seatbelt sign on. We'll test the attend button. Gosh. Cabin crew. Open doors, apparently. Test them. We don't usually test the ground call. Oh, that's pretty cool. Perfect. Anyway, we'll put that to right. Flap indicator matches the flap position. Pedestal. Cargo fire system's very different here. So how do we test this? Like so. Perfect. It's been a long time since I've jumped into this aircraft, and I guess that's how you arm them. So you got a bottle each. Interesting. Transponder, we'll put that to off for now. That should be on at this stage. Don't need the ADF. Put this onto VHF1, VHF1, and we'll check the rudder and aileron trim. One thing that's really unusual is the mouse wheel. Every aircraft I've flown in X-Plane, you rotate it one way. In the IXEG, it's the opposite way to turn the knobs, which is a bit strange, but there we go, pop that down. Circuit breakers are all in. Emergency escape rope we then check. We go onto the up overhead panel. There's the Mach airspeed warning test. There's the stall warning test. We'll align the RS to nav. There we are. That's going to take us 7 minutes. We'll pop the dome light on whilst we're here. Check the circuit breakers this side. And there we are. There's the cabin. We've got some Lufthansa seats. We nicked them. I noticed that yesterday. There you are, look. A bit pixelated, but all good. Right, we'll keep the flight deck doors shut for safety reasons. Right, perfect. Pierre Hugo, the IXEG mouse wheel is a bug. They are fixing it. Ah, that'll be why then. The scroll is inverted. It's a bug they hope to solve. Yeah, cool. I did see that on their forums. I had a quick look. There have been a few little bugs here and there, but I can only compare to the NG. One thing I've noticed is with flaps on this aircraft, it's not very draggy, it's very slippy. It seems to be slipperier than the 737-800, so I noticed yesterday I was on an ILS approach with a 20-knot headwind, flap 5, and it was still accelerating. I was thinking, with idle thrust, I went flap 10, it was holding the speed, so I don't know, it seems really slippy at the moment, this aircraft for me. Cool, so I've got to check the latest METAR here in Southampton. It doesn't seem to be available at the moment. I don't know if it's because the airport's closed. The nearest airport's Bournemouth. That METAR's out of date. It won't update for me. Latest QNH bend was 1034, so we're going to set that now. So quite high pressure, lovely weather. In fact, look, that's still the same QNH from yesterday when I tested the sector, so 1034 is set. We'll make sure the first officers is on 1034. It is. Flight will do later. We'll set office here. There's the clock, which you guys no doubt will have to remind me to set. Now, what's a really nice touch with this IXEG is the EFIS panel controls are here, but you can actually flick them, look, and it just pops up a display. That's a really nice touch. I really like that. So you can see what's on the display without looking. We'll select airports on. We won't put the weather radar on just yet. We'll go to plan. Actually, we'll go to plan later. We'll leave it on map now. Let's load up the FMC. So we've got the latest AirAC, which I updated yesterday. It's active. Engine rating is full 20k. We're in Southampton, which is Echo Golf Hotel India. I'm going to select left GPS. I'm going to Nantes, which is Lima Foxtrot Romeo Sierra. We are today the Alpaca 01 Charlie. There we go. Departing runway 20. The last reported wind here was 20 at 5 knots. We have to backtrack here. There's no taxiway available. Routing then. Let's grab the operational flight plan. Here we go. So initially going to route direct to Nedel after departure. There's no SID here. Well, it sort of is. It's just a route to the south of the airfield, which we're going to follow. From Nedel, we're going to go Quebec 41 to
30,
Domok.
20,
Thank you very much
10.
to MJ O'Neill for the £4.6 donation. Very kind of you, sir. No comment, so I don't know what you have to say, but I appreciate the support nonetheless. I hope you're doing very well wherever you are in the world, sir. Thank you very much. I must remind anyone as well, if you're new to the chat, if you have lots of questions, do bear with me. We do have a short flight today, but I should have some time to keep an eye on the chat. We'll have a nice little 10-minute cruise before I need to start setting up for the approach into
40,
Nantes. Thank you very
20,
much, Highfly101,
10.
for the pound donation. Very kind of you. It says, currently enjoying VFR in the UK on VATSIM. Got Chris Weir on tower, annoying me in a good way. Okay, well, thank you very much, Highfly101, for the donation. I hope you have a safe VFR flight wherever you are blasting in the UK. So thank you very much for your continued support and another donation. Very kind of you, sir. Upper Tango 2602 Upalo, Upper Papa 87 to Godan, and then we're going to have the Godan 10 Alpha arrival for ILS Zulu 03, and we're going to have a transition as well via, let's see if I can get this correct, I think it was via NITAM. Yes, it was. Now, we'll have a look at this later. This arrival has some very unusual restrictions. They want you to basically level off very early at 4,500 feet, but we'll have to comply with the restrictions unless ATC tell us something different. Right, we'll activate that, execute it. Unfortunately, you can't line select key 0 fuel weights. You actually have to put it in manually, which is true to the real aircraft, to be fair. So if we go to pre-flight again, just remind ourselves of the 0 fuel weight, not pre-flight. Ground services. It was 46.2 tons for the 0 fuel weight. There we go. Reserves. Our alternate, I think, was Rennes. Let's have a look here. It was to Rennes, to the north, so very close. Reserves are just 2.2 tons. Going to be cruising at flight level 290 today. Quite a short sector. We can execute that. Our top of climb wind is 293 at 26. Top of climb ISA is 5 degrees. can execute that. Temperature outside 24 degrees. Flipping heck, very warm in Southampton still. We're going to go full 20k. I have no accurate performance data for this airport. This is full power for the Classic, and it works out quite nicely at this weight. We use up pretty much all the runway. Going to go flat 5, and we'll accept those V speeds, 31, 33, and 142 knots. So we'll bug that up here. Oh, mouse wheels backwards, but we can live with that. And then the trim is going to be 4.2 units.
40,
Ooh, forgot to put my joystick
30,
up here. 4.2 units coming in.
10.
There we are, it's set. The trim does move very, very slowly here. Thank you very much for the $5 donation, Real Danish. Since the 737 Classics are similar to the NG, how long is the training to transition? And does that also pertain to the 300 watt EFIS panels? Thank you very much for your donation, Real Danish.
30,
I am
20,
type rated on this aircraft,
10.
believe it or not. My rating covers this. There would be some sort of very brief conversion course, maybe a simulator session of some sorts, maybe even a presentation, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I mean, it's very, very, very similar. And I'd be pretty comfortable, I think, flying. There are obviously some differences, which I'll try and point out through the day. But thank you for the donation. Thank you very much as well to Explain Art for the £2.67 donation. Thanks to the great streams. As you mentioned, the aircraft is slippy. Are using the experimental flight model. I think the latest update that's intended by the developers. Explain Art, yeah, that I completely forgot now. What I'm going to do then, it is off at the moment. I'll complete the first sector with it off. On the turnaround, I'll reset Explain 11 anyway, and I'll turn on the experimental flight model, and then we can compare it, see if there's any difference or so. But thanks for reminding me. I even wrote in big letters, don't forget to turn on the experimental flight model, which I forgot to do. So I'll remember to do that on the second sector. But thank you very much for the donation. Cool, so the FMC's all loaded. Let's go up here onto the up overhead panel. Your damper can come on. We've got the audio switch, no idea what that is, so there are some differences. EFIS control panel, IRS is both to normal. We'll pop on the fuel pumps. Check the crossfeed valve. Bright. Dim. Bright. Off. Looking good. Pop on the galley lights. Don't need to touch the AC/DC metering panel. There's your oil IDG temperature. You can get those gauges on the NG. We'll start the APU very shortly. We'll turn up the panel lights. Tested all this up here. Let's turn the window heat on now. Probe heat is not required yet. Electro-hydraulic pumps are on. Air conditioning panel a bit different then, so you control the temperatures with this. We'll put it on auto normal. Recirc fan to auto, packs to auto, isolation valve open. Air conditioning pressurization panel is a bit archaic as well. You've got to be very careful with this switch. Thank you very much to an anonymous individual who's just purchased the official Flight Deck to Sim dad cap. Every time I'm sad, I imagine a T-Rex trying to put on a hat. Thank you very much to whoever you are. Very much for purchasing that,
50,
and I hope
40,
you enjoy wearing that many a time.
30,
Thank you very much, Will
20,
Bewley, for the £2 donation as well from Papa Bewley. He's watching with a close eye. Yes, you best be on your best behaviour, Will. Not only is your father watching, Marianne is keeping a close eye on your chat as well. Thank you very much again,
50,
Will Bewley.
40, 30.
Thanks, Highfly 101 for the
20,
pound. Please could you shout
10.
out Chris Weir and Darren Hill for their amazing service at Manchester for my first VFR transit over Manchester. Chris is annoying, but always has been on VATSIM in a good way and keeps the service up. Well, thank you very much, Highfly 101, and yes, well done, Chris Weir and Darren Hill. Thank you very much. You should be concentrating on your flying, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Right, let's put that flight, let's put that to auto. Let's now set up flight level 290. Let's check what we want our cabin altitude set to be, to 5,000 feet. Very important to put that switch to flight as well, as I've learnt in the past. Position light can come on. There we are. Right, let's now set up the MCP. So the runway QDM here in Southampton, I think is 200 degrees. We'll brief the taxi and departure very shortly. Where do you find the runway QDM? Oh no, that's the parking stand. So I don't get the airport chart out. I didn't. There we are. Runway QDM's 200. Perfect. So very, very short airport. We're going to brief all that shortly. SID's stop altitude is... well, it's 2,000 feet apparently, so we're going to set 2,000 initially. But if there's no ATC, we'll just blast straight up to... oh, god damn this thing. Blast straight up to our cruise level. So I'll set 2,000 initially. V2 is set. Flight directors can now come on. Masters on the captain's side. Order brake to RTO. Fuels on board. Definitely got the right mount. All looking good. Here, right, let's boot up the APU. We'll then brief what we want to brief for the taxi and departure. We'll see if there's any ATC on VATSIM. I don't think so at the moment. Look very quiet just prior to the stream. We're making good progress, but we always try to aim to push back 30 minutes into the stream. And we are at 22, so we've got 8 minutes to go. No ATC, unfortunately, but I do see Nantes approach online, which is pretty cool. It looks very busy as well. Is it just one ATC controller, or is there a tower as well? You'll be very busy with a little flock of alpacas coming in. Perfect. Right, so AP's on its way. We'll need to tune up Unicom then whilst we're online. Make sure you behave yourselves on there as well today. Otherwise I'll just log off of VATSIM. Simple as that. Right, 1228's active. Well, hopefully they... I haven't even checked Xpilot works on this aircraft. Thanks for subscribing, Raman SJB. Thank you very much. Quiz today, ADS Legends. So we're going to have a bit of a theme whilst I'm off work at the moment, alright? I'm not really much for having a stream schedule, but at the moment, Sunday, I'll aim to always stream in the afternoon, evening, and on Sunday stream, we'll do two things. We'll do three things. We're going to have the quiz, we're going to have the giveaway, the merchandise giveaway, or perhaps an aircraft or scenery or something, and then we'll have a bonus encore afterwards. So after I land, we'll do a, so, you know, like we landed on the 737, we landed on the aircraft carrier the other day, you know, or we'll fly around the local airfield in the Cessna. That will happen on Sundays. Other days streaming will probably be today, Tuesday, and Friday evenings, whilst all this, you know, the pubs are closed, the clubs can't go out anything. So Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays are sort of the 3 days I'm going to be thinking about. I might do some other things as well. Jimena Messia, what did you do? Mariana's looking at me, nodding as if to say, oh dear.
Traffic, this is Rhino, and I'm going to push back stand 3.
Perfect, so X-Pilot's working. We'll turn that down. We're almost ready to go. Did I put the APU on the bus? I did. Let's now get rid of the GPU. Connect GPU. Right, a couple of things just before we do the briefings here. Better pushback isn't working. There is, thankfully, a way to push back using the IXEG's inbuilt pushback system, but it doesn't work left or right. So all I can do is straight pushbacks, only back, and it's a very narrow there, and all I have to do is set the brake, but it does work at least, so that's something. Right, let's just do the briefings, and then we'll get on our way. So let's bring the charts up. So we are currently on, well, you just saw it. There's multiple aircraft spawning on top of each other. There's plenty of stands to go around. We're on stand 2, okay, so we're going to push back. We can only push back to face north, and then we're going to do a right turn, the cul-de-sac apron, love that. Going to make a left turn to Alpha, and we'll have to see how many departures are before us, because there's going to be a bit of a time for each one, because the only way to take off from here is to enter via Bravo to backtrack for runway 20. There's no taxiway going that way, or for full length 02, so we're going to have to hold at Bravo, backtrack 180, just 1700 metre runway here, and a little bit narrower than usual, typically 45 metres, it's 37 metres wide, so we'll have to take that into account when we come back. Positive rate, thank you very much. It goes vroom. I love the classic. Well, thank you very much for your donation. That's an incredibly excessive comment, but thank you very much nonetheless, and thank you for the continued support as well. Very kind. Did you see it? There's a lot of O's in that vroom. Mariana found it very amusing. Right, so that's it. Blasting off for runway 20 then, and the SID. Transition altitude 6,000 feet. The departures include noise preferential routing. Thank you very much to Aryan Perez, who's bought a baby premium onesie. My girlfriend is going to hate me for this. Oh, that's fantastic. Well, thank you very much. Very, very cool. We've sold a few baby onesies. Little, what do we call the baby? What do we call the baby alpacas again? Kiras? No, it's a Kiesh. I don't know, but fantastic. Very, very cool. Thank you very much, man. Very, very kind of you. Right, so the departure then, it's blasting off for runway 20 at 500 feet. We're going to make an immediate right turn to intercept radial 217, so we're just going to punch in 217 here. Actually reminds me, we better put Southampton active, 1335. 1335. Put it on box 2 as well. Perfect, and then we're going to level. It says level off at 2,000, but I'm not going to level off there. There's no ATC. I'm going to go straight up to our cruise level. So unless ATC comes here, that's what we're going to do. So it's set 217 radio. Eventually make your way to Neddle, and then from Neddle we're intercept the flight plan. We can just double check. Yes, Neddle thread or attack. Off we go. Cool. So I think we're all ready to go. I hope that's all clear. We'll pop the AP bleed on. We then get our pushback clearance. We'll report on Unicom that we're pushing back. So we'll put air conditioning packs off. Anti-collision light on, verify the parking brake is set. That's the dullest light I've ever seen. Transponder to out off. Now, how on earth do you put this to out off? Look at this. What have we got here? Above, below, TARA. Well, let's just leave it on standby, and we'll leave the score to 2,000. Cool, right. I better turn up the volume on X-Pilot, so I can't hear anything.
257 Foxtrot, can you please hold? I've just pushed back and I'm about to taxi.
Oh no! I think EasyJet should be a little bit more patient. There we are. Right, well, we've got Ryanair in the airway, and EasyJet's in front of us. We've got Air Alpaca. We could be here for a while. I generally try and avoid smaller airports unless there is ATC for this reason. Petrus, what would you use the ground call button for, actually? It's to get the attention of the ground staff. So, for example, if the dispatcher was just outside talking to the ground crew and I wanted to get them... That is incredibly loud, by the way, if you're outside. If you're out there, it's ear-splittingly loud. So it's just to get someone's attention. In reality, we don't hold it down like that. You just do this. Like that. But that's more than enough.
Foxtrot. You can continue pushback.
Right, so EasyJet's going to push back first. Looks like he's ready. As soon as he starts moving, hopefully he'll get on his way. And then there's no one around on this corner. There he goes. Perfect. A little bit tight, but we'll then go after the EasyJet. Paul, I hate that sound. Yeah, it's incredibly loud. It's incredibly loud. But yeah, this livery, what do you reckon, guys? Absolutely wicked. I just love those retro liveries as well. Oh my god, a bit of it. Oh my god, you're going to hit each other. Oh my goodness me. It had a fuel truck and a gate gourmet truck. There's ground crew everywhere. He's taking the GPU away from us. Look. Oh. Ryanair 737's just disappeared off the face of the earth. Well, that's a shame. Right, so we'll wait for Easy Sleazy. Yeah, unfortunately, Orbex have gone to a lot of effort and a lot of airports of having the ability to remove static aircraft, but this is one of the airports where you can't actually remove the static aircraft, so unfortunately they have to stay. So it's going to be, it will be just past sunset by the time we get to Nantes, but the return sector at night, and by the way, Southampton Orbex at night looks really nice, so I'm kind of glad we're doing it at night time. Oh, Nightbot, why are you saying stay tuned to take part in our quiz and giveaway? Can we have a hashtag, are you a real streamer? I forgot to update Nightbot, or tell him to turn that off. Oh dear, I'm so useless at this. Yes, prize and quiz, not today, disable. There we go. Oh, sorry to be lack of excitement. Thanks for subscribing, Menlon. Welcome on board, sir. Looks like someone's just blasted off, very cool. Fantastic. Yotam, what aircraft carrier are we landing on today? We landed on the HMS Alpaca, HMS Butter the other day. I can't believe that first one we managed to land it. On the second one, I felt that I could have done it. We just went for a little bit of a swim. Nightbot's gone rogue.
Alpaca 422, pushing back on stand 12.
Perfect. Shipbuilder 101, you can disable them in prepared. Seems odd it can't be disabled in next one. Yeah, I know. Every other Orbex airport, you can literally go in the Orbex scenery utility, remove the static aircraft. In Southampton, you can't. Kick my cat, do you have Orbex True Earth UK? No, just Ortho 4XP. That would be really beneficial for the kind of flying we do, but I do know it's very good. Right, looks like EasyJet's about to go, so... Let's go here to ground services. Nose left, nose right. I tried, doesn't work. So you can just go straight and you just release the parking brakes, and we'll have to then set the brake manually. So let's release the brakes. And hopefully that should start pushing us back. There we go. Although the nose wheel's not turning. Right, let's start now. Engine number 2. Sounds much better now. Better than that racing car sound. Right, there's 25%. Let's get some fuel in. Actually, that's a point. If I move the tiller, can I turn the aircraft by pushing back? Oh no, it doesn't turn it. Oh, that's very funny though. Look at that. Okay, we'll just have to do a straight pushback. Oh, I should have said what we're doing. Alpaca 01 Charlie pushing back from stand 2. So I'll just wait for the pushback to complete. So I think all I have to do is set the brake. Right, there we go, set the brake. There we go, that stops the pushback. That's fine. We'll set the parking brake. Now starting engine number 1. Look at that for a view, hey? I thought that's a really cool camera view. Well, it's a very quiet engine start. It's quite out there. Love a Premier Inn. There are other low-cost hotels available. 25%. I'll have to turn these sounds up slightly. Preferences. How's that volume, guys? Is it loud for you or loud for me? No, for me it's perfect, but it might be too loud for you and you can't hear me. Right, looks like we've got start and cutouts.
40,
2 good engine
30,
starts. The lower pressure lights is extinguished. Thank you very much to ADS Legends for the £5 donation. Hi Cap, could we get an FSX default 737 straight with me for a laugh? Well, thank you very much. I don't think that would be very entertaining for people who want to take it seriously, but we'll see. I think we nearly did end up doing that once, but I don't think it'd be very good. The default 737 is, yeah, it's something to sadly lay your eyes upon. Right, generators on, APU off, start switches continuous. Pro beacon come on, anti-ice not required. Air conditioning packs, auto, APU lead is off, pressurization is auto, that's a flight, so that's set, flaps 5. Doors are closed, I didn't open them today. Stairs are up, no air stairs today. Hey! Left, centre, right, centre, and here comes the rudders, full right, centre, full left, centre. We'll have your tab back on. Recall, there we are. So taxi checklist is complete. We now request taxi, but we'll tell the guys on Unicom.
Alpaca 42, taxi to holding point LFRS.
Let's bring up our taxi chart. Alpaca 01 Charlie, taxi holding point Bravo 1 via Alpha. Right, so we just taxi up there, hold short, there might be a little bit of a queue. So let's do a config check, release parking brake. No takeoff config warning, and turn that tiller to the right.
50, 40, 30.
Thank you very much, Waypoint
20,
Richie, for the £5 donation. Oh, this will be a Microsoft Janet.
Thanks for all your streams, Captain. Always enjoyable and very helpful.
Oh, thank you very much, Waypoint Richie. Very, very kind. And thank you for the continued support and another donation. Very kind of you, and I'm glad you are still enjoying the streams. Great to be in another new aircraft. Facing away from the terminal. I did genuinely forget that though, but actually if you're still pointing towards the terminal at night, you don't want to turn off the taxi lights on until you're pointing away from them, otherwise you'll blind the ground crew. They're incredibly bright, these lights. What I really like about this sound set is when you initially spool up that engine, you get that lovely howling, that gentle howling sound. If you just listen to this, that's so realistic. I love that sound. It sounds really good.
Alpaca 17, Charlie taking off runway 20.
So was it Alpaca 01 Charlie? Is there another one? I hope not. That's going to cause some conflicts. So we're number 3 for departure. Are the engines turbojets? No, turbo fans. Just they're CFMs. There's our colleagues. Oop, jumpy. Just taking off. Has he got his thrust right? Looks like he's using every inch of that runway.
Excuse me, guys. Backtracking on runway 20.
You absolute idiot. Why'd you do that?
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
I'm literally staring at it. Incredible imbecile you are. You know what's really funny?
50,
She'll answer
40,
that back as well.
30,
You'll
20,
answer that back as well.
10.
You'll answer it back. Unbelievable. Thank you
I'm
very
afraid
much.
one has misplaced their reading glasses, but I'm still just about able to watch. You fly this A320 out of Malaga.
Well, thank you very much, Queen Elizabeth II, for your £5 donation coming in again on top of Mariana's incredibly generous donation. Thank you very much, Lizzie. Lizzie Windsor donated again for £5. I'm afraid one has misplaced their reading glasses, but I'm just about able to watch you fly this A320 out of Malaga. Brilliant. That was absolutely 11 out of 10. Bizarrely, I've actually flown the A319 out of Malaga. I thought that was what you were referring to. But yes, Queen Elizabeth II, we are about to take off from Southampton to go to Nantes. Thank you very much.
Excuse me, you missed my donation.
I know, I didn't miss your donation. I said it. Congratulations. Oh dear. And what did you say again? Something about, yeah, going out with Jim. Yeah, unbelievable. Right. There's on point Bravo 1. Walking behind the EasyJet. Backtracking departures as well. Very fluid departures actually. Drop hot shot. There is ATC. Are you sure? Because they're usually very good if there is ATC of notifying you when to come online. There's ATC everywhere except the UK and France. We have the 3 airports open. Oh, and Jersey's online as well.
Alpaca 42 departing runway 20.
Incredible imbecile you are. I saw that. You know, I can have the capacity to look at chat whilst I'm not taxiing or flying around. Come on then, puppy. Hello. Can you grab it?
Slavery.
It's that marriage. Can we got a bottle of water? Oh dear. There's no tower for Brest. We're not going to Brest. We're going to Nantes. Ah, there we go. So that individual managed to have more accurate takeoff performance data. That's Airbus. Airbus EasyJet is now lining up and backtracking. Thank you. Stop
50,
it. Stop
40,
it.
30,
Go away.
20.
Thank you very much, Adam
10.
Bailey, for the £2 donation. He goes, this is awkward. Jim is gaze with me. I could have to behave yourself. Oh dear, thanks for the donation. Perfect. Oh, now number 2. Right, parking brake 70, turn the lighting up a little bit on here. The dome light off now. Cool. There is a frequency, is it? Bournemouth, Southampton Towers online, are they? Oh yeah, 1182. I mean, I'm still on Unicom. There's not many departures left. Oh, there's a flight data sim here. Airways and Britannia, TUI. Max Trio, how do you know the wheels are lined up with the taxi line? So you need to know where the nose wheel is, and for the 7.3 it's around here, just behind you. It is in the NG. If you go straight down, see there it is. Look. About there, and you need to ever so much. Let me start again. You need to. You're on form today, aren't you? You need to ever so slightly overshoot the line to ensure the nose wheel's on it. Now, on an aircraft like Concorde, where the nose wheel's a dozen feet behind you, really have to overshoot. It just takes practice. It's very hard to explain the reference point here. I mean, you don't need to be exactly on it. I mean, look, there's some stuff you just cannot teach.
50, 40,
but that was more
30,
look.
20,
But yeah, somehow, you just get. When I became a captain just over a year and a half ago, it just takes some time to move seats and get used to that new position. Cool. Thank you very much to Anish Danish again for the $5 donation. This is a question for the Queen, so if you, Marina. I've seen photos of you driving, and I want to know if you prefer the Land Rover. Is that your only option? Oh, are you talking about Queen Elizabeth? Mariana doesn't have a Land Rover. She wishes. Right, I'm going to contact Tower. Southampton Tower. Hello, it's Alpaca 01 Charlie. Bravo 1, runway 20 ready for departure.
Alpaca 01 Charlie, Roger via Bravo, enter backtrack and to line up runway 20.
Hi Bravo, line up, backtrack and wave runway 20 Alpaca 01 Charlie. Right, been cleared to line up and backtrack. So put the lights on, put the taxi light on, auto throttle, LNAV, what's heading select departure then. Transponder here is already at TARA. Okay, that's fine. Weather radar on, tilt to +5. There we go. What now?
50, 40,
Thank you very much to
30,
Philip Winter for the £2 in response
10.
to Queen Elizabeth. Liz, stop sending my bloody money. He says, I'm hungry. Haven't you got someone to get your dinner? Thank you very much, man. The continued amusement. Oh, this is a very steady backtrack. There we are. So we're going to do the before takeoff checklist. Config we checked, flaps we have 5 green lines, stab trim is set 4.2 units, takeoff briefing, PAX auto bleeds are on, V speeds we've set 31, 33, 42, departure out of here is going to be one to the south, climb straight ahead till, we've got ATC now, so I'm going to level off at 2000 initially, and then we'll probably just continue climb. You know what, I'm not going to go up to 2000 unless Tower specifically tells me to. I'm going to go up to 290. It's NADP2. Any problems, we'll just climb straight ahead to the MSA. We're going to go over the English Channel. That's it. Cabin secure. Checks complete. So we'll just make sure everything else is set. So MCP set. Transponder to TARA. Strobe lights are on. Just holding for the takeoff clearance. Strobes. Oh yeah, sorry. Strobes aren't on. No one to do a chat. Thank you very much for the 720 of you coming in. Stand by. Just get lined up in the right direction. Don't try and get your clearance whilst you're hurtling towards the end of a runway. It does like to stop very quickly in the turn. This aircraft. I have to add a bit of thrust here. Easier to go to the first officer's seat briefly. Come on, don't quite stop. There
50,
we go.
40,
Pretty happy with that
30,
lineup. Thank you very much, Amy
20,
Stage, for the $5.
10.
We all know it's not Philip's money. Also, I was talking about Queen Elizabeth II of the United Kingdom, not Queen of the Discordy Pies. Thank you very much, fully understood. Right, let's get the clearance. Alpaca 01 Charlie, ready to copy.
Alpaca 01 Charlie, hold position after departure, runway 20, after noise abatement, turn on track to Southampton, and squawk 225 feet.
After departure, runway 20, on track outbound from Southampton, squawk 2253, Alpaca 01 Charlie.
Alpaca 01 Charlie, correct. Runway 20, clear takeoff, wind 220 degrees 5.
Runway 20, clear takeoff, Alpaca 01 Charlie. Right, so pretty much as cleared, we're going to go straight up to 290. That's it, get your togas in check, guys. And here we go. Oh, just before I go, Tim, my goodness me, just come with £50 donation, you absolute madman. 5 flights on VATSIM, full coverage. Without your educational videos, I wouldn't have had the balls to even attempt it. Cheers, my friend, for all you do for all of us. Well, Tim, that's very, very kind of you, man. I don't know what to say to that. Your generosity is off the scale again. Thank you very much. Right, get your tokens in chat, guys. Thank you very much, Tim, as well. There's 40%. Stabilise, push toga, set takeoff thrust. Enjoy these sounds. They're very good for this sound pack. Live forward pressure and control.
50, 40, 30, 20.
There we are.
10.
Takeoff thrust set indications normal. 80 knots checked. Need to match my thruster. There's V1 rotates. 2 to 2.5 degrees per second. And we are airborne. Pause rate climb. Gears coming up. Timer. For goodness sake. Oh, there you go. And trim. Alright, let's go LNAV.
For Golf Taxi, holding point Bravo 120.
Unbelievable. Bug up.
Alpaca 01 Charlie, contact under control 129.425.
Oh, there's London on line now. I just confirmed 129.425.
That's right.
Thanks a lot for the ATC. Bye now, sir. Flaps 1. Navigraph. I have problems authenticating your account apparently. Flaps up. Got pop-ups coming up in front of me. Right, there's Command A. I'm just going to set standards. Well, let's actually check in with ATC first because we'd actually wait till 3,000 feet. 129er, 425.
Alpaca 2 Alpha Golf, hold Bravo 1. London controls come online, so what I have to do is I have to get released from him.
Yeah, London's tuned. I just need to turn the sounds down here. It's become very loud in this Friday. That's better. London, good day. Alpaca 01 Charlie out of Southampton, inbound to Neddle, passing 4,800 for flight level 290.
Alpaca 61 Charlie, I'm in John Malone, the redirected to
Just confirm the routing again. Alpaca 01 Charlie.
Delta Oscar Mike Oscar.
Thank you, Director Domok, Alpaca 01 Charlie. Perfect, so there's Domok execute and L now to engage. We can now do the
London Control, good evening, Tomcat 4353 with you, descending flight level 240 inbound Kunav.
Sorry guys, so
Probably at least 2 stations.
So standard, and standard. After takeoff checklist, so air conditioning and pressurisation.
Kunav 1 Golf into Gatwick and descend flight level 90, Tomcat 4353.
Set. Gear up and off. Auto brake off. And start switches off. There we are. Cabin crew can now release. There we are, after takeoff checklist is complete. Let me have a look at my settings for export here.
Sorry, France Control, in fact, 130.905. 130.905.
Right, let's turn that down a little bit. Right, hopefully it's a little bit more acceptable now. Cool, nice departure though. Very short flight, remember guys. We're touching down at 8:55 Zulu, so just about an hour from now.
Airline control, very good evening. Turkish 5 Yankee Juliet, passing flight level 170 for flight level 290.
There's 100 for flight level 290. Increase checks.
Can you stop your climb at flight level 190?
Fuel, 4 pumps. Lights are off, APUs off, pressurisation.
Flight level 190 and left heading 020 Turkish
4.0 set, release the passengers, and recall. There we are, checks complete. Wing view. There we go. Look at that, that looks stunning, doesn't it? There's the Isle of Wight. Flew in there a few times in my hour building. Today's choice of footwear, Javianas. Yeah, where are my Javianas? Stuart, no, I think VATSIM's busier than Nantes at the moment. I think VATSIM's busier than the whole time was.
QNH 1035 requesting down transit.
Rich, you've got it. 681 people, only 315 likes. Preposterous. Absolutely. Smash that thumbs up button. We should at least have 681 likes. For me, guys, it's very loud in the here. Ah, that's a bit better for me.
Flight level 290, Turkish 5 X-ray.
Okay, it just makes ATC a little bit clearer, but if I've turned that down too much, let me know.
Kilo, Oscar Kilo, Steve Banana.
Oh, it's always the same. Yeah, like, yeah. I just ignore it. It's just people that get, for whatever reason, just go and do those sort of things. Children are out, exactly. It's usually better during the week.
Flight level 130, 10 arrival for Steve 712, thanks.
Jet 4353, descent flight level 80. Descent flight level 80, Tomcat 4353.
That guy is loud.
Unicom, speedbird 84 whiskey, thanks for the service.
You're a chance 26,
Put Unicom on standby.
chance 266, flight 08.
So flying pretty well, because we are reasonably light, not much fuel look, we've only got 5 tonnes on board, half a load of the 737, so we've got good performance here. KSK Super Grubby, hi Captain Joy, thank you very much.
Climb flight level 290, on heading to 090.
Okay, heading 090 up in
Give it that, and there we are.
That's correct.
Quebec 41 Airway.
You're clear to transit to Southampton.
So our route today, southbound, just going to be hitting the Cherbourg Peninsula here. Then we've got Guernsey, Jersey, cutting across there, and there's our destination, Nantes. And then we're going to do 2 sectors straight back to Southampton again.
Enter zone overhead Southampton, not above 2,000 feet on QNH 1035. Golf Sierra Mike, that is correct. You can route now direct to Southampton.
Oh, nice, 55 FPS.
Report airfield.
Swell guy, ETA, around 2100 Zulu.
50,
Turkish 5.
30, 20,
Thank you very much, William E. Boeing, for the £2.43 donation. A Brit flying a 737. Whatever happened to the Comet? Thank you very much, William E. Boeing. If there was a Comet available for Explain 11, or there might be, but if there's a good Comet available, no doubt I'd jump into it. So thank you very much for the donations.
090, your channel 2661.
Easy 17 X-ray, turn right, turning 05. Right,
Oh, nice. We've got a nice mini conga line to France.
At Brussels, 131.1 away.
131.1, speak down on 9, bye today.
Flying Turkish flight, Yankee Juliet, Quality Unicorn.
Oh, what was the other airports? Have they lost ATC?
160, destinate Turkish flying exit away. Back at 46 Foxtrot.
Nicholas, time flight sim, why do you never fill out takeoff page 2? We never do it, my operator. We just use the default acceleration height. Well, because we don't use VNAV for departure, we can just bug up manually. And we leave the engine thrust reduction, climb thrust reduction at 1500 feet for all departures.
Alpaca 01 Charlie, 130.905.
130.905, Alpaca 01 Charlie, bye.
Wait.
130.905.
Sorry, thank you.
So who's this we're talking to? 130.905, it's... Is that Brest? I think it's Brest. Radar, Bonsoir, Alpaca 01 Charlie, climbing flight level 290, and we're inbound to Domok.
Victor Charlie Papa 01 Charlie, good evening sir, you are identified, continue climbing flight level 290 and continuous file please.
Climb flight level 290, Alpaca 01 Charlie. Perfect. Bonjour, signor.
Ben vous êtes contacté au radar, oui bien sûr.
We'll be leave. Do we land? Yeah, 10 o'clock UK time, Will. That's it.
Fox Victor Charlie Papa, unité 6 Sierra X-ray, descendez niveau 240.
We've got a French alpaca. A young French alpaca. Oh, cool. It's a really young. Is a young guy speaking French. What?
Easy 257 Foxtrot, good evening sir, you are identified. Continuous flight please.
So pushing out, cleared flight level. Look at that. Only 10 minutes to get up here. Say again? Yeah, I know. I heard him.
Last station, could you repeat please?
Alpaca 17 Charlie, flight level 250.
That's a very similar call sign.
Victor Charlie Papa 17 Charlie,
17
good evening sir, squawk
So I'll
1000
be careful of
please.
that, because we're 01 Charlie, and he's a 17 Charlie.
Alpaca 17 Charlie.
Victor Charlie Papa 16 Sierra X-ray, squawk 1000 please.
What's that for us?
Victor Charlie, unité 6 Sierra X-ray, transport, voilà merci.
Someone is an
Vous
alpaca
quittez ma zone de
X-ray.
contrôle, veuillez Unicom 122 décimal 8, à bientôt.
He's cool. Right, one to go.
Merci de même, à bientôt.
Doesn't seem to be any traffic above us, so we'll just keep the climb going. Now, I don't know if this is missing, but there's no altitude alert on the 300. I don't know if there was one, but I certainly can't hear one, so it could be, you know, if you're busy looking in the wing view, you won't know if you're approaching your cleared flight level. There we are, flight level 290. Beautiful evening. There's the Channel Islands coming up. It'll definitely be past sunset by the time we get to Nantes, and then we'll do a night sector. Now, no word of a lie, guys. No word of a lie. Yesterday, when I practiced this sector, I showed the guys at Discord as well, the members. I got a landing rate, I'm not joking, of minus 4 feet per minute. Minus 4. I'm not even pulling your leg. I've got a picture of it as well. I was so panicked that I took a picture so quickly on my phone. It was, sorry, not minus 4. Vertical speed is minus 6.52 feet per minute. Although I did flare for 15 seconds. In fact, I'm going to post it now on my Instagram so you can see.
All station, end of control, switch Unicom 122 decimal 8, resume on navigation, see you.
Au revoir.
Merci.
There we go. It was Mariana. Absolutely ridiculous statement. I put it on my story on Instagram. Go check that out. Everyone's going to think it was during the stream. Of course it was whilst I was not streaming. No one saw it. It was probably in yards per minute. And you've just hexed yourself to buy its landing flight sim. No butter. We'll see what we can do. You can't. Yeah, plainly you can't even put a piece of paper on a desk at 6 feet per second. I know. Horizon looks a bit strange. I think it looks really good. Kind of like there's the, you know, the sun setting. You kind of get into this dark night effect. Yeah, I mean it's probably not quite. Actually, yeah, I think it looks pretty good. There she is. That's just setting behind us. Good. Airline well Boeing 777 says shout out. I try my best to keep up the chats if you have any questions, but hello there. Hopefully you didn't forget your butt in your Tesco trolley today. What's the second sector? I'm going to return to Southampton, Michael Bongo. Je ne parle Airbus. If my French knowledge can extend to what that means. The engine's smoking something. Yeah, chemtrails galore today. So 80 miles to top of descent, guys, so can't really mess around for too long. And the return sector is even shorter, so we're only going to be cruising at 240 on the way there. Cool, so let's have a look here. Now, there are a few features in the FMC missing, but it does otherwise, yeah, most important information does work. So descent page, 250 below 100. I don't think this works. I don't think you can insert any
50,
speed restriction.
40,
I'll try
30,
10,000.
20, 10.
Execute is blank. I did it yesterday without having to touch anything there. Thank you very much to Oliver S for a very generous £15 donation, so thank you. A bottle of wine for date night for you and Mariana. You both deserve it. Oh, that's very kind. Yes, well, whenever we can go out and about, we will do. Who cooked dinner tonight? Would you like to tell lovely ladies and gentlemen? Warmed it up? Warm it up? I mean, sat outside, you had a veggie steak, which I got the wrong one, so it wasn't as nice as you. I had a meat steak, which is delicious, chips and salads.
Are you going to make the same meal for the chip?
Downstairs, please. Did you hear that? Scene now from me and Jim. Unbelievable. Right, let's get the winds in for flight level 200. Absolute comedian. Right, 20,000 then. It won't let me put the... Yeah, I think you should be able to just put the oh, I don't know, it could be the fact that the 300 is different. But you could just put 200 in. That works fine. Look at that, it's hardly any wind. It's lovely. 018 at 13. On the way back, someone try and remind me to turn on the experimental flight model and I'll reset X-Plane 11 so we can compare there, because I think at the moment it's a little bit too slippy, this aircraft. I'll try and show on the approach. I mean, this aircraft isn't as efficient as the NG, but it felt just as slippy, if not slippier, with idle thrust there. Thank you very much, Philip Messenger, for the €5.49 donation. Hi, Captain. No doubt you're approaching France, given ATC's accents. Lovely passenger view of England's south coast. Bon vent et bon soirée. Thank you very much, Philip, for your kind donation. What does that mean? I'm sure it's lovely what you just said, but I appreciate the kind gesture and donation. Thank you, sir. Tony Di Rolo, thank you very much for the $5 as well. Sorry I'm late. Was repacking an oleo strut on one of the alpacas at Tampa Base. Happy landings, Captain. Thank you very much, Tony. Alpaca Airways residential mechanic, chief mechanic. We always go to Tony for our mechanical issues, and I remember you saying that you are based over in Florida, so that's really, really cool, Tony. Thank you very much for your
40,
kind donation.
30, 20,
Absolute
10.
comedian. Calm down, man. You tell her. Yeah, you tell her, guys. Kieran Harvey, I'm having a late dinner. Toad in the hole, way up. 200, 100, QNH. I don't think you can get the forecast QNH in here. What is the QNH in Nantes right now? It is 1030, if I remember correctly. I couldn't get this in yesterday. Nope, doesn't like that. It doesn't like that either. So you can only get the forecast winds in. Fixed rings, you can't put runways in for some reason in the aircraft. I tried yesterday. What you can do, you can put in the airport code, it works, but I'm just not going to bother with the fixed rings today. Just try and use the DME distance as well. What I'm going to do is just tune up the Nantes VOR 15.5, so we have a rough idea of how far we are from the airport. In fact, I'll probably leave the VOR tuned on the FO's side. There we go, so 111 miles directly to the airport. We're going to fly downwind on this. It's sort of like a procedural start. Takes you downwind to extend the range out here slightly. How's the lighting in the flight deck? Probably want it a tad lighter. I mean, I generally turn the dome light on. It's off in reality, but it just means you can see all the instrumentation. God no, that's the alternate flaps. Shouldn't do anything though with the trailing edge flap bypass valve closed. Right, let's go down to bright. There we go, that's a little better. There you go, you can see the stars going to popping out the scuds. Lovely. Let's get our charts out now. So we're going to Nantes, the Fox Romeo Sierra. Arrival, it's going to be the go down one at Alpha. Very briefly, we want two approach charts. We want the initial approach chart for runway 03, and then ILS approach runway 03 as well. ILS 03. Let's select here airports. We've got airport over there, and then the parking stands. Right, we've got everything we need. So we're going to be coming in from Godin to Nightem. That's the end of the arrival. Typical French airport, which is very confusing. Look at what the star says. The star says at or below flight level 150. Great, yeah, so we can check that in the FMC. It says 70 above. Why is that? Well, you check another chart. The restriction on this chart is different. It's 70, and in fact on my operator's chart we have 70 exactly as a hard level, so I don't know what they'd like us to follow. I don't want to be at 70 at that point. It's very early, so we'll advise ATC. We'll ask if what they want if they don't give it to us. Then we're going to be going towards Nightem. There's a speed limit pointing or just at 2.5 miles, so we're going to plan here. We're going to decrease the scale. So from Nightem, we're going to this point here, which is just before the Nantes VOR, before going, it's sort of outbound here, flight level 70 still. That checks. Then we've got this 328 Echo point. That's the Echo 5 miles. This is this point here, 5.2 miles, because E is the 5th letter of the alphabet. That's not what these letters mean. M is the 8th letter of the... no, it's not. It's the 13th letter of the alphabet, so that's 13.3 miles. That's how you always check. If you've used this stream, you've not realised that. But the mic's going to be 13. The letters represent nautical miles, typically. And then, annoyingly, you've got this really low level altitude. This is a hard altitude here. It is level 3,000. So it's impossible to do a continuous descent here.
50,
you have to level
40,
off at 3,000 feet
30,
at base leg. Look at this.
20,
It is at, see how
10.
it says on the chart here, look, at 3,000. So, you can't really do a CDA. Thank you very much, Ready for Takeoff for the £1.75 donation. I don't know if you've heard, but the FlyJSim group are making a shared cockpit plug-in for X-Plane 11, and an idea could be that after the months or years till it's released, you and Mariana could operate a flight together as FO and Captain. Well, thank you very much, Ready for Takeoff, for your kind donation there. I've had umpteen amount of requests from other streamers to do a shared cockpit, but I've never really got round to doing it. I will in time. Mariana's looking at me as if to say, when am I going to do a shared cockpit? You should do a review. we'll do all sorts of things here. Perhaps on those Sunday special streams we've been talking about. But very, very kind. Cheers. Nasty, is that Nasty Edits or Nisty Edits? So do you play Microsoft Flight Sim in your spare time off stream? I do have a copy of the Microsoft Flight Sim 20 Alpha, but I haven't fired it up for a while, and I haven't played FSX or Prepared. So no, I just stick with X-Plane for now. So yeah, unfortunately, unless we're under vectors, very low level off. Look at 3,000 feet. Round we go. I'd be putting at or above at all these points, but at or below at 4,500 and you're screwed. 4-5 below checks, and then we get ourselves onto the extended centre line for the ILS. Let's put the 1099 active now on the captain's side. There we go. Final approach track is 028 for the ILS. 028. There we go. NDB is 2,000 feet height check. Okay, so we're at 2,000 feet at 369. NDB, yes, so we'll tune that up. 369. Perfect. ATF1 then. There we go, so that's going to point to the ADF when we get closer. Down we go to the minimums. The minimums are 273 feet, so we need to set that on our little bug here. 270 feet, that's around, well, as accurate as I can get it really. It's so sensitive. That'll do nicely. 200 feet decision height, so we can leave that set to decision height. Now, if there's anyone here, I did this yesterday, but I didn't get any minimums call out. Do I have to push a button to say this is my minimums as if to set it? Because it does say 200 decision height, but I had no minimums call, so I don't know why. I don't know why if I missed something with it. Right, Happy's at 3 degrees, which matches the final approach path of 3 degrees. So we should get 2 reds, 2 whites on the way down. Missed approach if we have to go around. Straight ahead to 1,300 feet, and then a left turn, max 200 knots, and then kind of 4,000, set 335 for knots, and then we go back to 910 to hold door as directed. Fuel-wise, arriving with oh, where's my fuel? Okay, that's a little bug then. So we've got 3.7 on board. ETA, well, ETA go down, but not for LFRS. It'll be around 3.2 tons or so. Our alternate fuel was I can't remember how it is. Alternate fuel.
50.
Thank you very much to
30,
Alan's story.
10.
Alan's story, guys, is one of our most senior members of our channel. He is in his 70s, and he joined me as a member quite recently. And it's fantastic to know that he's up and running on X-Plane 11. So thank you very much, Alan. You always know where we are for help, and thanks to the other members for helping Alan out as well in your spare time. Appreciate that. And he said, thank you for a great evening's entertainment. Well, thank you very much, Alan. I hope your partner doesn't mind you watching, but it's very, very kind of you, sir. And I hope you're having a great evening, and I hope you got the Zebu mod up and running as well. Fantastic. Right, just landing performance to come. We're approaching top of descent. 2.7 miles to go. In fact, let's just wind in a lower cruise level. Let's put flight level 70 in, which was the first restriction. So the aircraft should, just like in the NG, pass the top of descent point and start descending. Put in map, there's the top of descent point. There we go, that should go to retard. There we are. And we just started our descent. Alan's the man, you got it, Nicholas. Thanks for subscribing as well. John Rayfield, welcome on board, sir. So we talked about the drag issue I experienced yesterday. The VNAV seems to work okay with flaps up and descent, but with flaps for me, and I think it's probably something to do with my flight model, not having the experimental flight model, which IXEG is saying you need to turn on. That could be my issue, so we'll check it on the second flight back to Southampton. But at the moment it's working fine. It's really nicely holding the speed. Yeah, landing performance then. So airports. So nice long runway here. It's 2,900 metres. We'll aim to vacate at Charlie. I'm going to go flat 30, order brake 2, and then I'll brake manually. So quite light today. And then very small apron. We'll go foot via Charlie onto one of these parking stands. So how much fuel we're going to be landing with. Let's just conservatively take this as our landing weight. So flat 30. Order brake to 2. We'll use second detent reverse and then we'll vacate Charlie, taxi on stance, and then I'll have a kind of 10-minute break, get the aircraft set up to the return sector. Mohammed, Aviation and Vlogs. Hi Captain, nice flying skills. You haven't seen me butter it yet. At the moment it's pretty much doing it on its own. But thank you for your kind words, sir. Captain doesn't need to brief the best approach because this will be a butter. Toga, I love your confidence in me. B. Divendu, bro, I love it when you call me bro. When I enter payload and fuel from SimBrief in Zebo and VTAB, it doesn't match the zero fuel in takeoff given by SimBrief. That's quite normal. What you need to do, B. Divendu, is use whatever add-on aircraft you're using, be it the Zebo mod, be it the IXEG, set the passenger load in there, take that zero fuel weight, don't use SimBrief's passenger and cargo figures, just set the zero fuel weight and leave the passenger and cargo on auto. That's the best way to do it. Right, we're told to contact approach 12375. There we go. Let's check the volumes.
Alpaga 782, wind 050 degrees 7 knots, runway 03, clear to land.
Perfect, so that's the northern land. Radar bonsoir, Alpaca 01 Charlie, descending to flight level 70, and we're currently inbound to go down.
Alpaga 01 Charlie, standby. Alpaga, break, Alpaga 17 Charlie, descend 3000 feet QNH. Alpaga 01 Charlie, identified, flying 250, descend flight level 120.
Heading 250 degrees and descend to flight level 120, Alpaca 01 Charlie. So, already on vectors, that's cool. So, we're going to go level change now. If you're not on the magenta line, it's not much point staying in VNAV because you're not following that path anymore. We're going to keep it descending. Get some sort of spacing here, vectors, we'll find out shortly. But this is some quite a heading off track. Thank you very much to 2 donations coming here. Firstly to K5 Tour for the very aptly donated $7.37, very kind. He says, I want a slam dunk landing for this donation just to spice things up. I always try for butter, man, but bear in mind if I land it hard, I have a very good excuse to say, well, K5 Tour wanted me to slam dunk my landing. No
Alpaga 17 Charlie, turn left heading 070, clear the LS approach, runway 03, reduce speed 180 knots.
And thank you very much to Rachel as well for the £3 donation. Pink gin and tonic for your good lady, please. Say hello to Jim Glidden for me. Love watching these streams and keep it up, thanks. Are you a real pilot? Rachel, thank you very much for your kind donation. Very kind. And hello to Jim Glidden as well. Is this someone? I know it was someone's birthday recently. Was it Jim's? I got a message asking for someone to send a birthday message. I can't remember if it was Jim's or not. Jim, if it was your birthday, happy birthday. But I didn't get around to it. I was so busy.
257 Foxtrot, left heading 130, descend 4000 feet, QNH 1030, reduce
Well,
200 knots.
I don't know where we're going, guys. We're on a bit of a whistle-stop tour of the coast of France. Just keep going down a level change. We'll bring the speed back to 280. Thank you very much to Danish for the $2. Replying to Kator, Alpaca ops are butter or go home. Thank you very much, Danish, you've got it.
Keeper 299 Lima, taxi via Romeo 3, Euro charter.
3,000 feet per minute descent rate, no wonder my ears are popping. That's quite normal. 4,500 feet per minute, not unheard of in commercial operations, especially when you're accelerating and descending at the same time.
299 Lima, left on Romeo 3, Euro charter of Romeo 3.
He definitely said 250 degrees, didn't he? Well, I'm now going to start...
Alpaga 782,
taxi
to
stand of
250
choice.
knots now, otherwise we're going to end up very low. In fact, I'm going to go vertical speed 1,000 feet.
Nantes approche, bonsoir, Europe 1893, niveau de vol
I'm not sure where we're going.
190 inbound Ardod.
Europe 1893, bonsoir.
Matt's only 6:20 AM in Melbourne. What a way to start the day. Keep up the fantastic content. Well, thank you very much. Good morning to you, Matt. I hope you slept well. Enjoy your breakfast.
Cap 250 et on descend à 11 000 pieds. Europe 1893.
It's a little French alpaca.
X-ray affirmatif, break Ryanair 20, X-ray Yankee, go ahead. Ryanair Yankee, how many direct flights? Ryanair 20, X-ray Yankee, turn right heading 240.
I might have to say to him soon, how long do I need to be on this heading for, because we are going away. Thank you very much, Toga, for the 140 South African rand, I think that is. Thank you very much. It says, I seek Capital's donation. I raised it from the bottom. Thank you very much. Now I have no choice.
5 cent Foxtrot.
Oh dear, thank you very much. Yeah, so I'm going to have to nudge him because we are, I don't know where we're going. There's our destination.
Air France 77, 28, descendez 5000 pieds, QNH 1030.
To Nantes. See if there's a bit of a gap, and hopefully he'll vector us back towards Nantes soon. Glad we took the extra fuel. Alpaca 01 Charlie, how long do we need to stay on this heading for?
Alpaca 17 Charlie, you are cleared for LS approach runway 03.
Okay, Alpaca 01 Charlie, our last instruction, I believe, was to descend to flight level 120, turn right heading 250 degrees.
Alpaca 01 Charlie, sorry, my mistake. Turn left heading 190 and descend flight level 110.
Left 190, descend flight level 110, no problem. Alpaca 01 Charlie. There we are.
I'm very busy.
No problem. He's very busy. He forgot about us. Oh dear. Well, we could have got back to New York. No problem. Well, we're very, very low on profile now. In fact, let's now just redirect to a waypoint on this arrival. Let's go. There's the arrival, guys. Like this. We're up here. I'm going to route direct to Intermission. I'm going to get vectors to the approach. So if we route towards that 13-mile point of Mike, that one, execute. That's at least something.
8 November Echo flying 180 descent 5000 feet, QNH 1030.
I've completely lost VNAV now. For some reason. Right, wobbly. Brad as well, coming from Sunshine Coast, Australia. Good morning to you, sir. I hope it's a beautiful day there.
257 Foxtrot, turn left heading 060, descend 3000 feet, QNH, clear ILS approach, runway 03.
William Henwood, respect to the young'un who's bilingual with RT. I know.
50,
I
40,
hear him chatting away.
30,
Brilliant.
20, 10.
Thank you very much, IXEG 001. I thought it was 001.
Air France
£1.
77,
Stunning sunset, Captain.
droite, cap 240.
Beautiful lighting. Allow me to ask, is it vanilla X-Plane or are you using some modifier? IXEG 001, it's vanilla. I'm not using any, whatever they're called, texture change. This is default. Absolute default. No modifications or anything like that. IXEG 002, yeah, where's your zero gone?
50, 40,
What's wrong with you?
30, 20, 10.
I'm not, this isn't some sort of ploy. Can I just confirm this is no ploy? I'm not sent to send donations. This is just her being her. Absolutely ridiculous. What's wrong with you? Fly deck to Jim. Unbelievable. Chris Hindi, absolutely insane. Absolutely insane, mate. Thank you so much. Very, very generous, Chris Hindi. He's coming in with 50 Canadian dollars. That's very kind. He says, thanks for all your great vids. They really helped me enjoy X-Plane and the Boeing 737 a lot more. Well, Chris Hindi, that's very, very generous. Excessively so. But thank you very much for your kind words. I really appreciate that. And you're most welcome. I hope, you know, you managed to take a few on a few board things on take on a few things on board, and you know, appreciate the donation. That's insane. Thank you very much, guys. I don't want to say it. Always get very helpful. Insane. Right, I've got Marianne to kick out. I've got Chris to say thanks to.
Alpaca 17 Charlie, wind 050 degrees 7 knots, runway 03
Got a whistle store top of Brest.
Runway 03 Alpaca
Brest. Why not?
Rennes 20 XEG, qui reduce speed
I'm getting
200
attacked from
knots.
corners here. The French controllers giving me rubbish vectors. PS, you're doing a great job. But at least you're on profile. I've got crazy donations. Right, I can't wait to go back to work.
Rennes 20 XEG, qui turn right heading 280.
Yeah. Thanks for subscribing, Captain Nick. Welcome aboard, sir. That Alpaca 10 Charlie is throwing ATC off tonight. Yeah, it wasn't ideal. This is some crazy vectors. I'll tell you what, I'm glad I took a bit of extra fuel. We're down to, yeah, okay, 3-4. We can mess around for a bit. Flight deck to Jim. For goodness sake.
Speedbird 29 Lima position. Do you have traffic on final in sight?
This poor guy, to be fair, he is controlling. I think this VATSIM event, which I saw, it's kind of like ATC controllers at full support on airport. I think they cover 3 airports, 1 controller at each airport. So this poor approach controller, he's having to deal with taxi clearances, takeoff, approach, vectors. You should have just kept me on the approach, really.
257 Foxtrot, reduce speed 170 knots.
Alpaca 16, Sierra X-ray du moteur de Nantes approche, vous êtes en train d'encombrer la fréquence avec un trafic important, donc si vous n'êtes pas content, vous déconnectez, monsieur.
Well, I am trying my absolute hardest to get you to Nantes, guys. I promise.
Last station calling, radio 5x5.
Took out 2 butters less than 6, I'll give him 100 quid. There's no need, we'll do our best to butter, but wasn't true requirement. Listen, obviously in real life now, I will be pestering the controller. I'll be like, what is he doing? This guy is busy, you know, I don't think he's probably used to this sort of level of traffic as well. I don't want to. We've just passed a beam it, and we are 40 miles away, again heading it around. Heading off in the wrong direction. Look, 44.9, 45 coming up.
Alpaca 4 Kilo Tango, flight plan to destination approved, departure via Balnitri, November, runway 03, initial climb 5,000 feet, scope 56.
He needs to call for some colleagues. Yeah, right, you're right, time to remind the guy again. I might just ask him if we have route to dock off.
4 Kilo Tango, correct, break, Alpaca 8 November, Echo,
I think he's forgotten about me. Is there that much traffic around here?
I'm setting 050, Alpaca 8 November.
If you could just even route me towards a hold.
À bientôt. Break, Air France 7728, tournez à droite.
I mean, there's no one else around where I am.
À droite, au cap 280, Air France 7728.
Oh dear, oh dear. Check the map, you want to see where we are, look.
Alpaca 01 Charlie, descent 5000 feet, QNH 1030.
Turn altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1030, Alpaca 01 Charlie. Right, there's 5,000 feet set. Let's go vertical speed. Just 400 feet per minute, guys. Set QNH 1030.
À gauche cap 200, Europe 1893, merci.
Poor controller, he probably didn't realise he's going to have this amount of traffic tonight. Oh dear. Right, 1030 set, passing 11,400 for 5,000 feet, standby altimeter is set. Thank you very much. £2.5 donation. Declare a tantrum, squawk. 4 zeros descent kappa. Thank you very much, Kieran Harvey. You just got to be patient. It's got to be patient. It's a patient man's game, this aviation.
Charlie, vacated.
Thank you very much, Kieran.
Speedbird 29 Lima, wind 050 degrees 7 knots.
He's just routing everyone. He clearly hasn't forgotten about me, because obviously he just told me to descend.
30,
Leave him to
20, 10,
Thanks again, Kator, coming in with £7.37 donation now.
But I want my hard landing. I want it, lol.
I want my hard landing, I want it, lol. There you go, you don't get me to sing that often. Thank you very much. I'm torn, I've got one person telling me to butter, one telling me to do it hard. I've got to go butter, man. I'll be upsetting someone regardless.
Now, back on 17 Charlie, requesting taxi instruction. Alpaga 17 Charlie, taxi, standard choice, break, Alpaga 46 Foxtrot, flying 220.
Heading 220, Alpaga 46.
We're 50 miles away. 51 to go in the wrong direction. I mean, this is Rennes here.
Alpaga 46 Foxtrot, descent
I think we're following this guy. Look, that is an Alpaca 8 November Echo, so we're going to end up probably following him. But yeah, these are very bizarre. You go around. I don't think I want to go around. If I go around, I'm going to end up burning around another 25 minutes of fuel.
Alpaga 2 Alpha Golf, stop descent, flight level 140.
Thank you very much.
2 Alpha Golf, flying 210.
Who is that? 210, not us. Thank you very much again, Toga.
Affirmative, flying
for your donation. For the South African rand, squawk 7600 route direct to centre fix.
Alpaga 01 Charlie, turn left heading 080.
Left heading 080 degrees, Alpaca 01 Charlie. Right, there's our left turn.
40, 30,
We're slowly getting there, guys.
And 20 Yankee, flying 010.
Can't we divert to Porto? Not on this fuel. We could probably do it, but we're landing on fumes. That's for Toga, thank you very much, buddy. Yeah, I know, flight deck. Oh, for goodness sake! Why are these people making these accounts? We've got Queen Elizabeth, we've got Jim, we've got First Officer Jim, we've got flight deck to Jim now. Oh,
break, speedbird 29 Lima, identified.
I've literally got my hands in my eyes. Oh. Thank you very much, flight deck to Jim, for the £2 donation. Mariana, I am here. Shall we go to Mackey's?
Classy day.
Oh my god. What's going on?
Who was requesting a clearance?
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Thanks a lot, Maxwell Golding. Thanks for a bit of more seriousness. Thanks for the £1 donation. Maybe the controller is working with Jim to get flight. Also, I spoke too soon. Maxwell Golding. Maybe the controller is working with Jim to get flight decks in flight so he can get the left seat. Thanks a lot, Maxwell. Oh, guys, you're cracking me up now.
Right heading 070.
Alright, Mariana. Unable cruise altitude, thanks a lot.
Alpaga 8 November Echo, descent
Still about 5,000 feet too low anyway. Right, post cruise checks. Absolutely gets the whole lot of it. Right, I'm just going to leave the taxi light off. Forget to turn the lights on. APU's off. Pressurization set. Seatbelts on. Recall.
Alpaga 01 Charlie, reduce speed 200 knots.
Reduce speed to 200 knots. Alpaga 01 Charlie. Right, looks like we're getting sort of vectored onto the approach. We've sort of managed a continuous descent though, if you noticed. Just by basically dragging it in. Let's put Dogov on top, which is the extended centre line. Dogov, and then from Dogov we're going to route...
Alpaga 2, correction, Alpaga 2 Alpha Golf, flying 230.
To centre fix. There we go.
Speedbird 29 Lima, climb flight level 180, monitor Unicom by.
He is busy, this guy. Perfect, right, that's all looking good. Why do you keep saying enable
Speedbird
cruise
5.2,
altitude?
are you ready for a copy?
Otherwise, there are a few little minor bugs here, but the aircraft is very good.
5.2, flight plan to destination,
It
approved
works really
departure via
nicely,
Berlin
so
3 November,
I know it's quite a steep price as well, but now the fact, I'm quite excited about the fact I'm actually updating it, so if they listen to the feedback from the community, they'll get this up and running to a good standard. I mean, it is a good standard already. I mean, I've just flown this from A to B and really enjoyed it. It's very immersive. It's really nice. I've not been told to say that either. It's just my
Alpaca 4 Kilo Tango, push and start, approved.
genuine thoughts. Very dark out there. But yeah, when we do the approach to Southampton, I'll put you in this view. It looks really nice out there. There's our glide slope coming in. And usually we have the glide slope and not for local.
Alpaca 46 Foxtrot, fly landing 150.
That's saying we're
Landing 150.
a little bit high? I don't think so.
50, 40,
It might be because that
30,
3,000
20,
feet.
10,
Well, in effect, is now screw this.
257 Foxtrot, taxi, stand of choice.
That's
50,
why.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Thank you very much
Europe
to. Oh my goodness, guys.
93, descendez.
Thank you very much first to Michael Rudolph for the donation. I think it explains supports here to our refueling.
4000 pieds, que 9030, Europe 1893.
Here is some petrol money, you might need it. Thankfully, alright, Michael. But,
Alpaca 01 Charlie, expedite descent, please.
Wilco, Alpaca 01 Charlie. Level change then. Well, I'm already super low on profile, but if he wants me to expedite descent, I've no idea why, but we'll do it. We'll go speed brake, 200 knots. I can't really do much more than
Alpaca
that.
8 November, Echo, flying 0.
Thank you very much, Michael. Yeah, to every refueling we would have had to do if we had to start on that. Thank you very much, Toga, for the donation as well. It says Mariana, but Jim will forget to close the doors and start driving. Unbelievable. Thank you very much for your continued...
Alpaca 01 Charlie, descend 3000 feet QNH.
Descend altitude 3,000 feet on the QNH of 1030 Alpaca 01 Charlie. I've never heard anyone say just QNH before. Right, 3,000 feet, QNH 1030. I've got speed brake out. I'm doing the best I can here. We're going to end up very low, but he wants me to expedite descent, so I don't have much choice. I'm missing things.
40,
I think left, right, centre
30,
here.
177 28, descendez 3000 feet QNH.
Je m'appelle Jim.
177
It's just
28,
donated
la vitesse
99
189.
pence. Thank you very much. What are you guys doing? Like, what? You're crazy. Thanks for subscribing, Franco Torreblanco. Welcome on board. And he's also included a poop emoji as well. Thank you very much. Oh, a little tear streaming from my eye.
Alpaca 46 Foxtrot,
Al
flying
Clapper.
180.
You just said Al Clapper. Oh dear. Al Clapper. Right, well, expediting.
Alpaca 2 Alpha Golf, left heading 180, descend
Speed brakes out.
QNH
I think he wants me to do. We're now
correction 1030.
3,000 feet low on profile. We should be at 9,000 feet here, doing 210 knots.
40, 30,
And it's just like, what's
20.
next?
Alpaca 2 Alpha Golf, descend 5,000
Chris, thanks to the £1.78 donation. Having fun
feet,
watching the
correction
stream.
1031.
Could you show me how to enable the X-Pilot option on the X-Pilot level map so you can see other aircrafts? Good luck with landing. I expect Buttle. Thank you very much, Chris. I had no idea, Chris. I've not done anything. I've just updated to the latest version of X-Pilot, so I think that's why it's working. I've not installed any plugins or anything like that to make that work. It just does work. But sorry, I can't give you much help. I don't know if anyone in chat could help him out, or we could perhaps find that information online. But there we are. Thanks for the donation, man. Sorry I can't help you. Well, we're about. You know, ideally we'd be at 250 knots. The problem is we're doing such a low speed, and that's because there's traffic ahead of us as well. I mean, I'm going to be dragging it in here soon. I know he told me to expedite descent, but I'm not going to go down any quicker than this. I'll just go down level change, but... Was it you that made that? No, I swear to you, she's not. She's literally sat next to me, right next to me, and I can see her laptop. She's just sat here looking.
Alpaca 4 Kilo Tango, are you ready for taxi?
Can we on the beta or the alpha flex part? I'm in the non-beta, just the standard version. Yes.
Alpaca 46 Foxtrot,
Sorry, say again?
flight level 070.
It's just too distracting. Well, only one to go, but I've got to do what he says, guys. Expedite descent. Takeoff's not in database anymore. It keeps saying unable cruise altitude when you update the FMC, which is a bit of a bug. Otherwise, all good. Only 30 miles to go, and we're at 4,000 feet. I'm just doing what he says, guys. I know you're meant to try and do a continuous descent before anyone criticises me. Now, why is it the 3 red lights come up again? I think I remember when I flashed this and someone answered it to me. I think it's to do with when the thrust is up.
01 Charlie, turn left heading 050, reduce speed 180 knots, clear ILS approach runway 03.
Left heading 050 degrees, 180 knots on that heading, cleared ILS 003, Alpaca 01 Charlie. I mean, this is 30 miles. I'm going to have to bring flap out to get to 180 knots. This is the most inefficient approach ever, but flap 1, I've got to do as he says, he's the controller. 180 knots. Flap out, we're dragging it in, guys. I don't know, why did he want me to expedite descent as well? I don't know. Right, vertical speed. We're being cleared approach. We're a little bit too far out to arm approach it. Yeah, crawling in, you've got it, hangar pilot. Yeah, Toga, I think you're right. I believe those lights illuminate captain due to their throttle being below a fixed value. It doesn't, obviously in the NG, yeah, doesn't happen at all.
Break, Air France 7728, autorisé lock piste 03. Autorisé pour le lock piste 03, 7728.
Commander Jennerhoff and Lol Eiffel Tower is not on your flight buffer. Is it any lower and you'll be hitting it?
Air France 7728, si possible réduire vitesse 169.
Well, 180 knots is in. Still 139 knots for the VREF. Brandon, you know you can scroll the mouse to just speed instead of clicking and dragging. I know, but I've just gotten in the habit, and the problem is it's all opposite. So there's a bug in it at the moment, and it's so annoying. So every time I try to increase something, it decreases it. So I've just got in the habit of dragging now. Air France behind me is reduced to 160 knots. 160 knots. I mean, I'm 20.
2050, autorisé le lock 03. Europe 13.
So what's on with the VNAV profile here? It's saying I'm 1,000 feet high. That's not correct. Ideally, if I was doing a continuous descent, I'd want to be at around 6,000 feet now. I'm at 3,000 feet level, and it's saying I'm high and getting higher. But there's no restrictions in here. I have no idea why VNAV's doing this. That's not what I expect. What's the flight deck to Jim piping on about? We've got flight deck to Kim now. Oh my god, I'm just going to look away from chat. Flight deck to Jim, flight deck to Kim. What are you guys up to? Flight deck to Kim.
4 Kilo Tango from holding point Alpha, line up runway 03, wind 040 degrees 5 knots, runway 03.
Oh, I've got a 25 right headwind as well, but what's my ground? My ground speed's 164 knots. That poor guy doing 160 knots. He's never going to get there. That's 20 miles. I'm going to arm for
Target 8 November Echo, continue approach.
Don't be too, you know, this guy's obviously got a lot of traffic, and I think it was far more than he was expecting. And don't forget, he's doing everything. So I think he just got us all on very, very delayed vectors.
Alpaca 01 Charlie, speed at your discretion.
Free speed, Alpaca 01 Charlie. We're 20 miles away. I'd be doing 230 knots. Let's do it. I'm actually going to go flaps up, very non-standard. I just want to save back a little bit of fuel and a bit of time. Right, flaps are now going up. VNAV's broken. Look at this. It's saying we're getting higher and higher on profile. Should be going in the opposite direction. Well, there's 230 knots. Flaps up. That's more like it. That's a poor guy going 160 behind us.
8 November Echo, continue approach, call you back in 1 second.
How much fuel have we got? We're down to 3 tons. Thank God I took that extra fuel. I took an extra ton, so we'd be down to 2 tons now. We'd be down a ton aside now. That would be uncomfortable. We'd be right on a diversion fuel if we landed. Just to kind of show you as well on the charts, look. Let's have a look at how much trip fuel we should have burnt. Look, we
Attaque
should have,
à 8 November Echo,
we should have burnt 2
Clermont,
tons of fuel at 2,031 kilos, plus taxi, which won't be much. We've actually used... where's the fuel used?
Attaque à 4 Kilo Tango identified, flight level 240,
oh, it's there.
Unicom 122 decimal.
We've used 2.4 tons instead of 2, so we burnt an extra 400 kilos of fuel, guys. Is this VAT Jim? I see what you did there, Glenn Chambers. Guys, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button, not for Jim, not for Mariana, for me, if you're enjoying the content. I know they're loving it, but some people here for educational one. I'm trying to be a professional here, and I've got all sorts of banter going on around me. Jim says she's a professional. Okay. Right, now we can start slowing down.
Baga 46 Foxtrot, descent 5 times QNH 1031.
Ooh, that's a bit fast actually. What's the flap one max speed here? Oh, look at that, flat one is 230 knots.
Baga 2 Alpha Golf,
It's
descent
250 in the
3000.
NG. I nearly caught myself out there. Flap 2 is 230, flap 5 is 225. Go flap 5 with 250 knots in the NG. Right arming approach, localizer alive, localizer capture. Nice slope. Runway heading 028 set. Flap 5, bring the speed back to 160. Oh, Snapshot! I was just talking about you to someone the other day. Thank you very much for the €30 donation. I hope you're doing...
Baga 16 est-ce que vous êtes prêt à
I hope you're doing really well. Yeah, because I could only have guessed that you were on duty, but thank you very much. I hope you're alive and well. Thank you very much for your kind donation, and I hope you're doing us all proud, representing the Air Force and our country. But thank you very much, Snapshot. Indeed, I hope you're doing very, very well, and we're all waiting for you. The family has grown in Discord since we last spoke.
20.
Thank you very much.
10.
Right, so you see here, look, with flap 5, a 20 knot headwind, it's only just holding the speed. I'd expect it to be slowing down a lot quicker with that with a 20 knot. It would in the NG.
20.
It's a little bit slippy. Again, it could be to do with the flight model.
Air France
I'm not
77
100% sure of my
rappelé Europe 1893, autorisé à approcher LS piste 03.
Thanks a lot for Bank of Four-Legged Animals for the pound
Vitesse libre,
donation.
on est autorisé à approche ILS piste
We've decided that we can build an airline cheaper, faster, and overall better than Alpaca with leadership of Jim. And his dearest Mariana called Mariana plus Jim Airway and called it MJ Forever.
Air France 77 28, vitesse libre.
Go flap 10 because of this drag here, 160. We'll call fully established 6 miles. Alpaca 01 Charlie, established ILS at 03, approaching 6 miles.
Alpaca 01 Charlie, wind 040 degrees 5 knots, runway 03 clear to land.
Gonna land 03 Alpaca 01 Charlie. Yeah, this is incredibly
Alpaca
slippy.
8 November
Look at that,
Echo,
flap
system
10,
choice.
look how slow that speed's coming back. It'll be slowing down much quicker now, much quicker. Right, gear down, flap 15, I'm just going to bug VREF plus 5, landing checks the flaps. Why you what?
50.
Oh my goodness
40,
me, start switches
30,
continuous,
20,
recall checked, speed
10.
brake, arm green light, landing gear down through in order brake set, coming in with landing flap 30.
Grim is the landing prediction.
140 knots is bugged. Thank you very much to whoever that was. Flight deck to Grim. What is wrong with you guys? Thank you very much. Flight deck to Grim has just donated £5 saying Grim is the landing prediction. You guys are just off
Alpaca
this
1
planet. I don't know what's wrong with
contrôle
everyone tonight.
approuvé,
This
départ
is
via
random
Brittany 3
Tuesday
novembre,
night
piste
stream.
03, montée initiale 5000 pieds,
Oh
transpondé
dear, landing check
5040.
is complete. We are clear to land.
Oh, there's a flight deck to swim.
Vous pouvez répéter s'il vous plaît le départ?
What is going on? I don't know what to do anymore.
Break, Alpaca 01 Charlie, wind 040 degrees 5 knots,
already.
runway 03 clear to land.
Okay, land 03 Alpaca 01 Charlie. That's 2 landing clearances for the price of 1. Right, disconnected,
Alpaca
guys.
16 Sierra X-ray, je vous l'ai envoyé en texte.
Water funnel disconnect doesn't work. There we go. Right. No more, guys. I need to concentrate.
Air France 77 28, on est établi sur le lock.
Oh, bonjour. Right.
Air France
Fully
77 28,
established.
autorisé à approcher LS, rappelé établi sur un log light.
So what's our thrust? Thrust is a very, yeah,
Pour l'ILS, et
it's
on rappellera
definitely not dragging enough.
sur le
Look
lock
at my
de Air
thrust.
France 77
Just to maintain this speed. Just
Alpaca 2 Alpha Golf, left heading
10 is
360.
going down. 47% N1. That is very low. I'm definitely going to compare with the experimental flight model. Speed's a tad low, just had a bit of thrust here. Much lower than I'd expect it to be.
400.
At 50%.
Confirmé Balny 3 Novembre.
300.
3 reds, just pitching up slightly.
Ça
Don't
arrive,
even
c'est
try.
correct.
I'm not even.
Minimum.
Continue.
Baga Force 6
I have this
Foxtrot,
issue in the real
turn
flight
left
deck, guys.
Vision 40.
100.
Check.
50. 40. 30.
Check.
20. 10.
Close. Oh no, I ballooned it.
Traffic.
Air France,
Come on, hold the
Foxtrot,
attitude.
5000 pieds, une
Hold it
31.
off. Come on, we're going for that butter. Minus 59. Superb. We're down. I'll take it. Speed breaks up. Reverses. Yes! Sorry, Kator. Thanks to whoever else it was that said go for the butter. We are down. You beauty. Manual braking. There's 6 knots. Hard reverse. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nantes. The local time is 10:52 in the evening. Let's vacate here. Ooh, forgot to stow the reverses. There we are. We've made it. What a flight. Very enjoyable, albeit the vectors were a little all over the place, but this guy, I'd give him a bit of credit, you know, he's got a lot of traffic to deal with and he's doing everything, and we're about to log on again as well, so...
Autorisé à approcher LS. Droite 060, autorisé à approcher LS, Europe 1893, merci.
I'll leave my fixed land.
77,
Too dark.
77,
This scenery, by the way, completely free to download, and it's one of the best freeway airports I've seen. If you scroll in the video description below, you'll be able to get a link for that. Sorry, not a link, but certainly the developer. It's really good. Look, I'm just going to I've vacated Charlie. I'm just going to taxi to a stand of my choice. This guy is super busy.
Tier 3 clear for takeoff for all night.
I'm not even sure which way we're going to go. I think we'll go to this. I wanted to go over here to the stands. Can you get round that way? You can.
Thanks.
Alpaca 01 Charlie vacated, taxing to stand. Thank you.
50. 40. 30.
Strobes cover off.
20. 10.
I don't even want to think about this. Autolander, thank you, an all person. Autolander 96024. May I have an Autolander Southampton said. Thank you very much for your donation. I'll have a think about it. I don't think it's, we can do an Autoland off any approach, but this is a very short runway. I'd quite like to have a go myself on this one, but I'm going to stream the IXEG again very soon, and I'll very much try out an Autoland for you. But thank you very much for the donation. I'll think about it. Right, I need to see where I'm going. Yeah, this is really nice scenery. Well, now why is my mouse zoom not working? Right, let's just take this. Oh my goodness! This guy is so busy. He's not even. I said I've taxied to stand to fly.
200 knots, break Air France 7728, vent 42
Right, anyway.
autorisé atterrissage piste 03.
On to stand.
Autorisé
I've not really done any of the clean up here.
Speedbird 2512,
guidance
climb
today?
250, monitor Unicom 122 decimal right by.
Well, I'll have to look outside for this one. That'll do. Right, parking brake is set. APU, is it coming? Here comes the APU. What? I thought I told you to start. Right, well, we're going to burn a little bit more fuel. We'll hold down start. We'll just wait a little bit longer. What I'm going to do is, after I've stopped, is leave the anti-collision light on because the air bridge will otherwise attach and you get this really annoying beeping in the replay there. So, let's do the rest of the cleanup. So, transponder to off. There's no out-off function here. Flaps are up. Trim we then reset. Order brake to off. Flight directors coming off. Some set up here. Strobes are off already. Probes off. There we are. Just waiting for the APU. There we are. APU is available on the bus, and there we go. Shut the engine down. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nantes. Fantastic, really enjoyable flight. What a butter at the end of it as well. Really enjoyed that sector. Apart from the flight deck to gym, flight deck to that stuff. What a distraction! Like, it's actually made a note of all this. It's not you at all. It's like flight deck to cabin door open, flight deck to Kim, to trim. Is this all the same person? I don't know what's going on. Right, anyway, I'm going to log off Expired now. I don't want to give this controller anything else to think about, but thank you very much to him anyway for finding the ATC. Don't forget to enable experimental flight model. Yeah, exactly. We're going to test that on the sector back. It's definitely far too slippery. You saw the thrust there on final, and we're not too light, about 45% with flat 30, and it's not reducing its speed quick enough, but we'll compare the two, see how it is. I'm going to show you the replay as well. And then I'll taxi on to stand. I'll then reboot X-Plane. It'll take me about 10 minutes or so. So, guys, go get yourself a drink and refresh yourselves. And we'll do the return sector of this night flight into Southampton. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying it all so far. Very enjoyable. And all the donations as well so far. Absolutely very generous of you. I can't really, say any more than that. It's very, very kind of you indeed. Right, let's have a look at the comments. Wake up, Jim. The rate at which flight deck sim is losing Marianne as a lover. My goodness me. We've got some butter comments in. It was very butter. It's a floater. It was a floater. I don't know how many seconds we floated for. It was quite a time though. We got it down. Butter, absolute butter. Company straight ahead. Anthony Deal. Oh my goodness me. Tesco mouse said fly deck to Kim. I don't know. Oh yeah, that's referring to the mouse I've got. I don't know what to do. So guys, we're only halfway through, believe it or not. We're running a little bit behind schedule. I thought we'd be an hour and a half into the stream now. But I'll get the aircraft all set up and go for the next sector. I'll let you enjoy the touchdown, of course, as per usual. And we'll also start the funky music. I forgot to turn that on my iPad. So where are you? Oh, can we have a real live streamer, flight sim live streamer chat? Where is my funky music? There we go. We're in business. Right, we now need to look at that buttery landing again. There we go. So the replay sounds don't work in fast forward. Where we're going to next, we're going to go back to Southampton, do a bit of short runway challenge, and it's only 37 metres wide as well. There we go. Sorry, it's very dark, of course. I was going to be very firm. Oh, it's very hard to see, but I was just about to smash it down. I just held it off a little bit. Oh, it was a bit naughty, really. I was kept raising the nose. Very dark, though. Can't really see much. I don't think there's any centre line lights here either. Oh, floating, and down. No logo lights for some reason. Well, I hope you can enjoy what you can see. It's pretty hard when it's dark. But anyway, what I'm going to do is put you back in this view. I'll put you in the wing view. You can watch the landing and taxi in or vacating. I'll restart X-Plane 11 and we'll do the return sector to Southampton. And then we'll let the fun continue. Guys, I'll see you all in around 10 minutes. See you then. Well, guys, thank you very much for that intermission. I'm all refreshed, ready for the second half of this stream. Mariana was
50,
just
40,
filling me in all the sort
30,
of banter that was going on
20,
there.
10.
I've got a flight deck to Tim now coming in, who's just donated £1, £6. Thank you very much. He says, I challenge the Sim and Jim for Mariana. Oh my goodness me, is it going to be some sort of like fight for all this? My goodness me, I don't know what to say. This is just beyond anything I'd ever expect. I was just looking at some of the chat there whilst I was in the loo, and I just couldn't believe half the thing that was coming there. It was absolutely ridiculous at one point as well, with the donations coming. Like, I don't even know what to say, really. Alright, I'm having some issues with Streamlabs. Why? Now, great. Now I can't change view again. Interesting. What? Access not found. What do you mean access not found? Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. That was, so it said access not found. It just said that. I had no idea what that was about. I don't really want to get a rip. I could completely reset the sim here. But yeah, we've got the air bridge connected. But we're now boarding for the return sector to Southampton for the night flight back. Flight to around 50 minutes, just as short there. As I said, this scenery is completely free to download from the Explain store. It's one of the nicest freeware airports I've seen. It's by someone called FFP1. I don't know if I think it requires some sort of some of the libraries, but it's really, really nice. The ground textures whilst taxiing are really, really good. Cool, so I quickly loaded in the sim. I quickly put some switches to make sure we're in a kind of transit setup, so we're not here all day as well. And then we'll get everything set up ready. I've logged back onto VATSIM. I have the frequency still tuned, but it has gone very, very quiet here. Oh, he's gone offline. Oh yeah, I think the ATC finished at 10 o'clock maybe. Oh, that's a shame. Well, hopefully there'll be a night sector on in London or something, and we can get some ATC that way. APU's already running as well on the bus. Otherwise, we'll go for the transit setup. So obviously we'd swap there, so Jim would be flying the return sector, although I've actually dismissed him this evening, but he would be flying back, otherwise it's going to be me again. He's doing the walk around then, and the transit setup, you've just taxied in. This should be set to 3,100, and the TCAS is still on as well. That should be on TAR rate. I forgot to turn that off. And you just start up really with the EFIS panel. You get an update on the weather. QNH hasn't changed, 1030. Set everything. You essentially just jump straight into the FMC as well after you've completed all the paperwork. So we'll get the flight plan for OFP number 2. Here she is. We will start on the first page. So there's IDEN, POS in it. There we go. So we're going to be... I need a new mouse. I'm going to get this mouse everyone tells me to get. Right, we're in Nantes now. Return sector. Going back to Southampton. Echo Golf Hotel India. I have remembered to turn on the experimental flight model. Like, the key thing is to remember to turn it off after the stream. Hopefully that might fix our kind of low drag issues. As I said, the aircraft is incredibly slippy. It cleaned fine, but with the flaps out, there's nowhere near enough drag. I think I can only judge that on the fact that I know what the NG feels like, and this is slippier, and I'm very sure that the 400 or the 300 isn't as slippy as the NG. Departing off of runway 03, departure is going to be a Ballin 3 November. Our routing is going to be, or Balney 3 November, sorry, Tango 4 907 to Rinso. From Rinso Upper Mike 184 to Ekraz. From Ekraz Upper Tango 507. Kato, if you're still in the chat, by the way, don't expect to butter into Southampton. It's a pretty short runway there. We're going to be using most of it, certainly to at least get to the first exit Rev 2, not Rev 2. I've been flown over Rev 2 several times as well. Upper Yankee 110 to Orist. Yankee 110 to Thread. And then from there is a Thread 1 Sierra. So we're going to go Thread 1 Sierra, ILS20, and we're going to do the SAM 1 procedural approach as well. I think this is the approach we flew when we first did the 737-200, if I remember rightly. Check for any discontinuities, there are some. So let's go to plan. Lovely. So we want on and step through this. So we've got Rev 2, or is the Vexen thread, Neddle. I want to go Neddle Sam. And there's the procedural approach. Orist, Vexen, thread, Neddle, Sam, procedural approach. That's depicted really nicely on there. So route, activate, execute. Now, this isn't a bug. I was checking yesterday, but you see how there is a long magenta line coming from the route here. That's not a bug. That's because the missed approach is just coded as a vector, and it draws a very long purple magenta line from the missed approach point. It can be annoying, but sometimes you have your routing and you could be flying. I think it goes off for 400 miles or so, that magenta line as well, so you'll see it on the way there. But that is true to the, well, in the NG that happens as well, so it's true to the real aircraft. Cool, so we're just going to keep it simple. We're going to keep the performance as it was for the first sector. Turn the noise up a little bit there. So pre-flight, no, it's not that one, that's just for information we want. Ground services. So fuel for this flight, not much required at all. Again, we're just going to put on an extra 15-20 minutes or so, just 4.5 tons
40,
required.
30,
so we'll put on an extra
20,
ton on top of that. Actually, no, let's just go 5 tons. That should be more than enough, so there's no issues. So 5 tons of fuel. Put that to instant. There we go. And we're going to keep the fuel weight the same, 46.7, which is a full load according to the settings. Thank you very much, Real Danish for the $5 donation. In sim, you always enter the whole flight plan, but in real life, do you use ACARs and just type company route, or do you program all of it? So at my operator at Real Danish, we don't have ACARs. We do now have CPDLC, but we just do exactly like that. Each sector, we enter the routing in manually. However, we have a function called Route 2, which means on the first sector en route, you can actually load up the flight plan in the cruise for the next sector. So after you've landed, you just have to select Route 2, and it's already there. So we don't spend. It's only on the first sector that you spend the time to put the full routing on in the ground. But yeah, good question. But we don't have that feature with us. Thanks for the donation again, man. Right, so zero fuel weight, the same as before, 46.2. Our reserves, not much at all, because it's Bournemouth for alternate. Look at that, just 1,800 kilos. In reality, they'd have to bump that up, because I think it's a minimum of 1,800. So I'm going to put 1.8 there. Just 900 kilos aside before we'd have to divert. Cruise altitude a little bit lower. It's a little bit of a quicker flight today. A little bit quicker on the way back. Flight level 240 for the cruise. Top of climb wind is 330 at 15. There we go. Cost index, no, I want 30. If you don't mind. There we go. Now, I've no accurate performance data, but the runway length is quite long, 2,900 metres. I'm going to go 18.5. I'm actually going to derate to 45 degrees as well, so that's 89.7, 87.5. That should be more than enough for us at our gross weight today. I've got no idea though, because I've got no accurate performance calculator, but it worked out yesterday. We'll set V2 141 knots. Here. Perfect. There's no ATC here. The SID has a stop altitude of 5,000 feet, so we'll punch in 5,000 initially, just in case ATC pop on. Cool, so that's the FMC all loaded. Again, if it's a transit, you still do a panel scan, make sure all the switches are where you'd expect them to be, but you shouldn't have to move too much. We can put the packs on auto for now, just get some air conditioning in for the cabin. Open the isolation valve, because I reset the sim, this is a bit of a gotcha, don't forget to put that back to flight. Cruising at flight level 240, land altitude, I think I forgot to set this on the first sector, never mind, I think it's around sea level in Southampton, we'll put 50 feet. Cabin altitude for 24,000 feet is 2,900 feet.
20, 10.
900 feet. Thank you very much.
Sorry about the exchange rate, buddy.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you very much, Bradle and Motts. I think that's a new name here. That's very, very generous of you. Coming in with £32.36. Sorry about the exchange rate, buddy. No problem at all, man. How could I say sorry? I can say sorry. You just donated for me. That's very, very generous of you, sir. Wherever you are in the world, thank you very much, and I hope you're enjoying the content. That was a very kind donation. Don't worry about any exchange rate at all. It's very kind of you. A very random donation amount, though. Thank you indeed, sir. Cool. Where was I? Air conditioning panel is set. That's on. MCP flight directors can come on now. Runway QDM hasn't changed, still runway 03 for departure, 028. Let's have a look at this SID Bolney 3 November. So we're exactly where we left it. We're going to be pushing back straight. That's all we can do at the moment. Better pushback is not compatible with the IXEG since they've updated. No doubt they'll have a fix for that soon. We're going to face northeast like this, make a left turn, taxi out via Romeo to hold point Alpha, blast off runway 03, 2,900 metres. Our SID is the Bolney 3 November. It's an R&AV SID. Climbing straight ahead to 540 feet. As soon as we're there, it's going to be a left turn immediately, and then a right turn to intercept 356 to Nismo. And then we're going to go from Nismo to Bolney. It's an ADP-1 departure here, so we're going to keep climbing at V2 plus 20 till about 3,000 feet, and then we'll accelerate the aircraft to bug up till 5,000. By that time, we'll engage the autopilot and head on our way. Right, so that's all clear and complete. I think we've done everything. Let me know in chat if there's anything I've forgotten. We'll now request push and start. Make sure there's no one behind us. Looks all clear. We've got alpaca colleagues there, otherwise we're just going to go straight back onto the taxi line there. Perfect. Don't get your blues and greens, but blues the edge. Perfect. Right, so air conditioning packs can now come off. Anti-collision light on. Parking brake. Verify set transponder. There is no out off. I'm just going to put it to TARE. That way, if AC comes on, they can see my score. We'll leave it set to 2,000. Perfect. TARE. Non-standard, otherwise you'd be depicted and everything. Thanks for subscribing, Mr. Pianist. Welcome aboard, sir. Right, where's this ground services? Straight pushback. Just got to release the parking brake. Well, parking brake released. The air bridge is always really being folded away. Didn't notice that yesterday. Right, anyway, we're on our way. Starting now, engine number 2. Love these gauges. There you go, want to brake to RTO. Just gotta hope we don't end up on the grass. That's the thing, I've got to keep looking outside. There's 25%, fuel coming in. Oh my goodness me, thank you very much, Anthony Murphy, very, very kind of you. 30 euros, just give me 2 seconds. I've got VATSIM pinging at me. Enjoy your flight to Southampton, thank you very much, individual. I didn't read you back there. My goodness, Anthony, thank you very much. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to try and get us as far back as we can without screwing us up. Anthony says, hi Captain, just finished work, so glad to catch somebody on the stream.
40, 30, 20.
I had a good laugh watching carrier landing. Mariana did a great job on takeoff. I'm in at 6 AM tomorrow. We'll stay tuned for as long as I can. Stay safe, take care. Well, thank you very much, Anthony. We should be landing in around an hour's time, so 11:30 in bed by midnight. Yeah, good 6 hours sleep, no problem. Right, parking brake set now, and we can now start engine number 1. That's very kind of you, Anthony. Thank you for your generous donation. Aldrich, wasn't there ATC? There was, but no more. I think we might have killed him. He's gone now. Right, put the tilt up to +5. Very quiet, unfortunately. Though, what have we got there? Taxiing out. It's pretty cool. I should be transmitting on Unicom. Sorry. Ah, my VATSIM etiquette. There we go. Thank you very much for your service, Nantes Atlantique. What do you reckon, guys? Do you like these sort of 2-sector shorter flights? I know I'm doing generally recently kind of longer single sectors, kind of 2.5 hours and stuff, but this is certainly a bit more entertaining from a point of view. But let me know, if you want to see more shorter 2 sectors like this, give me the feedback. I like any sort of criticism as well. It's all taken on board to make sure that you guys get the best quality content for you. She's now on sick leave. Perfect. Right, 2 good starts. Lower pressure lights extinguished. Interesting. All quantities a little bit lower on the left engine. And our oil pressures in the amber. I've not programmed anything like this. Where's my oil pressure? Let me just add a bit of thrust. Does that boost the pressure up a bit? It does. It's a bit low on engine number 2. I don't know what the minimum oil pressure requirement is, but for the 300, we'll keep an eye on that. Right, let's do the before taxi flow. Generators on, APU's off. Start switch is continuous. It's not like the Fly J Sim, is it, where you have to do servicing, otherwise things start breaking? I have no idea. Didn't notice that at all yesterday. Flaps to 5. Flight controls. Full forward. Full back. Left, centre, right, centre. Here comes the runners.
I wanted to say good evening to fly deck to toilet.
Thank you very much. Very funny, but guys, don't use VATSIM for that sort of stuff. I know I'm being a bit boring and stuff, but that's certainly what I want to say. I see what you're trying to do, but if it carries on, I just log off the network. It's simple as that, especially as there's no ATC. But I appreciate the banter nonetheless. Keep that sort of banter to the chat on the channel, not on the public networks of VATSIM and stuff. But, very amusing. Right, we then read the before taxi checklist. They do have a little checklist here for you to read, and what's quite cool, they've got some performance information here as well, with all the VREF speeds and landing flat speeds, which is pretty cool. Right, so we're all ready for taxi. Turn off the taxi lights on. There we are, illuminated. The lighting in X-Plane 11 is really nice. Right, config check. There we are, no takeoff config warning. You've got a flight deck to trim in chat. Unbelievable. Christoph, one leg on jetliner with quiz, second on a GA aircraft. Yeah, we're going to keep that, Christoph, onto the... Whilst we're off work, we're going to have a bit more of a pattern. And in fact, Mary and I were discussing it today. Having a bit of a pattern gives a bit of structure, because every day is the same, isn't it? The weekends and the weeks feel exactly the same. So... I don't really have a streaming schedule. I keep an eye on VATSIM events, so I might stream on other days, but ideally for me, at the moment, Tuesday, this is perfect for me. Wednesday is Xbox night, so I try and keep that free. Fridays and Sundays are the kind of 3 days I have planned up. So Tuesday, 2-sector, Friday, probably a longer single sector, and then Sunday will be the sort of bonus stream with, you know, Mariana perhaps jumping in, flying around in a light aircraft or something, but there'll always, guys, be a level of education and seriousness. Like, this is what this is all about and stuff, but I do love the banter on the side, of course. Oh yeah, I should be on Unicorn, shouldn't I? Oops. Someone's talking at the moment. Alpaca 02 Charlie, taxiing holding point Alpha, runway 03. So you've got to be careful, obviously, on Unicom. There's 2 aircraft on short final here. And Ryanair there holding short. It's got an echo. Hello, Flight Deck Sim and chat. Came in late, but at least get to see one sector. Awesome, Pigeon. Thank you very much. Yeah, nice short sector as well. 50 minutes. This one has a bit more action. Like, sometimes those longer sectors, you know, unless we're doing the quiz and things, can get a bit longer. But we'll certainly do some shorter sectors. And I don't mind doing these sort of 2-sector days. So we start off, say, in Southampton, go back, and then straight back in, because that's what we do every single day. It'd be good with the VATSIM events as well. So if we could perhaps start off in Southampton, fly to an airport where there's a VATSIM event, that way we get full ATC on the arrival, full ATC on the departure, then head back to where we started. Especially if we've got some decent payware scenery. So we'll do the before takeoff checklist now. Config is checked. We have flaps 5 required, 5 selected green lights, stab trim set for departure. We didn't do that actually. 4.2 set. Takeoff briefing. Packs are in auto, bleeds on, the V-speeds are set for departure, 30, 32, 41. We're going to be flying the Ballon 3 November, climbing straight ahead to 540 feet, immediate left turn, we're then going to go to Nismo, then to Balney. Stop climb 5,000 feet, NADP 1, so we're going to climb up a VD plus 20, V2 plus 20, accelerate at 3,000 feet. Any problems, we'll climb straight ahead to the MSA, which is 2,100 feet, so we'll go up to 3,000. There we are. Cabin will imagine is secure. Oops, fasten seatbelts not on. Chase complete. I saw that some guys wanted me to fly back in the daytime. I do generally try to do it. Sometimes I like to be more realistic and fly exact live time. Yeah, let me know. I kind of want to do this flight at night because it is more realistic, and the lighting in Southampton was really cool with Orbeck, so that's why I chose to do it. So we're just going to hold short here because there is traffic on. What is going on up there? Now, if I saw that in real life, I'd be freaking out.
50, 40, 30, 20,
oh dear, let me just have a look outside the window shortly. Thank you very much, Philip Reed, for the £3 donation. Is there a time limit for landing in Southampton? Thank you very much, Phil. I have no idea if there's a curfew here at all, but at the moment it's open in the sim. What is going on? Oh, it's my favourite, an A380. This is going to have to go around. No. There's Nigel in his Airbus landing. What's he going to do?
Airbus 350, you want to go around.
Oh no. It's an Air France Airbus A380 landing in Nantes, and he has not gone around. He's committed to landing with another aircraft on the runway. Got to love it. Alpaca 02 Charlie lining up runway 03. I've got no comment. Hey, come on. That's why you need ATC controllers or supervisors. Right, anyway, lights are on, strobes are on. The lighting in the IXEG is really nice. They've really nailed it. It looks so epic. Transponders TARA. Auto throttle. Not accepting LNAV again, so go heading select. It should do you. Maybe not with altitude there. Oops, make sure we look like where we're going. MCP, set, transponder, TRA, strobe lights are on. No ATC, so we'll have to give our own takeoff clearance. Checks complete. Stuff. No centerline lighting here, so it's a little bit more difficult to judge your lineup. They don't have centerline lighting. There's weird two lights on the side. I don't know if that's realistic to not. Right, there we go. Has the runway been vacated? It hasn't. Has it? I can't tell. Yes, it has. There's an A380 there. Okay. Right, looks good up ahead. So, I think we're ready to go. Runway is definitely clear. I see two white lights, but I think that's just some sort of runway edge alert light. Right, don't forget my timer before you guys start shouting. Get your togas in chat. Off we go back to Southampton. 40% N1. It's all stabilised, push toga, set takeoff thrust. So it's reduced thrust. It looks like takeoff thrust set indications normal. At 80 knots is checked. Manage my thrust. Timer's on. V1 rotate. And we are airborne. Pods ready to climb, gears going up. True.
Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow.
I don't know why that's going off. Below the glide slope, I suppose. There's 400 feet. We want LNAV engaged. There we go. We're going to maintain this attitude until 3,000 feet. There's a gentle left turn coming in. just realised you can't really see the ND with this view. As climb thrust, it's actually increasing, so reduced thrust setting for departure. Thank you very much, Nantes. With the streaming quality, can you see the stars quite clearly here? I don't know if it's of a reduced quality. I know it's obviously not as good as, say, as if I record the video. You can see it, awesome. Right, so there's 3,000 feet. We'll engage your autopilot now. Command 8 will bug up. Whatever the upspeed is, we'll put 216 knots, that'll do. That's flaps 1. It's a bit blurry when you change angles. Yeah, I think that's just the my bit rate's quite low. Flaps at the night, so we can now do the after takeoff check. There's no ATC, so we'll go straight up to our flight level 240. Oh yeah, this mouse is backwards. You have to do a lot of scrolling as well. So it's about 240 like that, and now see standard 1013. 1013. There we go. After takeoff checklist. So gear to. Oh, I can't get that in. Off. There we are. Gear to off. Water brake to off. Start switches off. Taxi light and retracts come off as well. Air conditioning and pressurization 2.5. Climbing nicely. Set. Let's check that oil pressure again. Yeah, oil pressure's definitely
50,
down on the left
40,
edge compared to the right one.
30,
Look at that.
20.
Oh my goodness me, thank you very much, Hafley, CYYZ, for the 50 Canadian dollar donation. Very generous of you, sir, thank you. Just finished work and made it for the second leg. Love your streams, keep them coming. When does Mariana officially take the left seat and you become the check pilot? What did you say? I'm in training, yeah. Did you see, Hafley, last stream where Mariana did the takeoff as the encore? You've been very impressed. I was actually very impressed myself with no practice, so thank you very much. It was very generous as well, Hafley, and I hope you had a good day at work, and I hope you're keeping well. Very kind of you, sir. Thank you. Right. So far, dramaless flight. Let's hope that oil pressure doesn't drop off anymore. I might write that in the tech log. Oops. I forgot to go VNAV. So there is. It could have been a triple there. You maintain 210 knots at the climb. You'll eventually stall. iStealth YouTube. Do they still fly the 737-300? Yeah, there's a few operators still flying around in these. Thank you very much, new member, Brad Delamonte, or Motti, Delamonte. Thank you very much. Welcome as a member, sir. Glad you're enjoying the content. You'll get all the exclusive members-only content stuff now. Custom emojis in chat, your loyalty badge. You'll also get invited to our members-only Discord, where you'll be able to contact me and a lot of other real-world pilots if you have any questions. And everyone's there from every bit of knowledge there. It's a great group of people, and they're all very supportive to Barry, so I appreciate that. So thank you very much. Welcome also. All temperatures okay. Oh, Tony DeRolo, I could do with you in the flight deck. Left engine oil quantity is a bit low also, but all temps okay. Yeah, the oil quantity and temperatures is the pressure we need to keep an eye on, as you well know. But yeah, it's definitely running. Temps grand, quantity's down. That's probably why the pressure's dropped off a bit, but it's in the green. Let's go full climb. We won't help things. Full climb thrust. Let's get up to flight level 240. There we are, don't you call climb speed with post-cruise, pre-cruise checks now. pumps, lights off, APUs off, pressurization 4.5 set. Recent do the camera as well. And recall checks complete. Brad Delamoti, cheers from Australia. Awesome stuff, man. We've got I think we've got definitely at least one member from New Zealand. So you'll be I'll be streaming at really unusual times for you. But I am thinking of soon doing another morning stream in the UK. So that would be kind of, if I do one at say 9-10 o'clock in the morning here, that would be a nice evening stream for you. Carlson 42, what happened in the update? If you type in Google IXEG version 1.3, you can see in the is it Threshold, one of the flight sim websites, kind of like a release notes there. Flight data trim on just from Mars. Guys, tomorrow who is going to be watching 9:30 in the UK, SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket launching 2 astronauts to the International Space Station. 10 years, first time in 10 years from US soil. How cool is that? Oh, you're watching that live. I'm actually delaying my Xbox Live for it. Huh? What a shame. I'm going to need to turn these settings down slightly. There we go. That's a little bit more. That's a little bit there. Yes, says Martin. I'll be watching. Morning or evening, William. It's I think it's 9:30 UK time. Around that time, 9:34. Off the top of my head. Flight deck to Jim. You need to back off, mate. He says, "Oh yeah, Mariana. I haven't told you. I booked his front row tickets to go and see it. Meet me at Heathrow tomorrow morning."
Sorry, I'm busy with flight deck to sim.
Are you busy with flight deck to sim, not flight deck to trim, or flight deck to Tim, or flight deck to?
I choose sim.
What?
I choose sim.
Good, correct answer. Oh no! Should I tell Jim? No, because I'll be at work. God, gosh darn it. Remember that the Crew Dragon will fly over Europe. Well, we see it though, because you need to. Oh yeah, because it'll probably just be after sunset, and that's the time you can see if he's flying. That'd be pretty cool. Anthony Carton, the fact this was only what version 1.3 is testament to how good this was on race. I have to admit, it's a very nice aircraft. It flies very much like the NG. Again, I don't know how long has it been since they've updated it. It's a long time. I think when we first flew the IXEG, this is only the second stream we've done it. I don't think it had been updated since then, and we flew the IXEG, it was last year, I don't think it was this year. But yeah, hopefully they'll keep up to date. I don't know if my input, if they've listened to you or my input will be useful. Again, I've not flown the 300, so I can only compare certain elements of it, and there's things that it does which I know the NG doesn't do, but this definitely does in the real aircraft. So I know there's definitely a few little problems, but there's no add-on which doesn't. Even the mod has its own little quirks. But credit to them, I'm flying this with my operator's SOPs and it works, so there you go. So for those of you interested, ETA 22:32, so just under 50 minutes from now, approaching our cruise level as well, just bobbing over flight level 240. We're only 100 miles from top of descent already, and we're not even in the cruise level yet. Not much to see on the wing view, I'm afraid, but oh look, you see some traffic down VATSIM there, look. There he is, where he's going. Oh, we've got a queue of alpacas
50,
coming.
40,
It's
30,
747.
20, 10.
Thank you very much again to Danish $5 donation. If Putin asks you what could be improved on the 737 for the next Pride of the Motherland, what would you say and how much would you pee your pants? Danish, why don't you get this donation? What does that mean? I don't know, man. If Putin asks you what would be improved, I don't know, man. Thank you for the donation, but yeah, I don't know what to say to that. Oh dear. I went for 50 minutes, lol. What on earth has happened? Freckles Aviation, we did a normal approach, butted it into Nantes. We did a turnaround. Now we're on our way. No problem at all. Stop it. Stop it. Oh yeah, Freckles, actually you might have missed the whole yeah, it would seem we've had a half dozen accounts made and people donating all sorts regarding gym this and trip that. Oh, Freckles Aviation is one. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. Right, here we are. Leveling off on our cruise level, 240 for the day. Hey up. I say we're leveling off at flight level 240. Just overshot it slightly. Otherwise, all good. Sebslade, out of curiosity, what is your call sign? It'd be very useful, wouldn't it, if I actually remembered. As you well know, I'm a full-time flight sim streamer these days. To turn on the flipping Sim Toolkit Pro, I forgot to completely turn it on. Give me 2 seconds. Oh no, I even forgot to load in the flight plan. Flight plan, load, latest flight plan, yes. Sorry about that, guys. Wish you obviously didn't really miss it. There you go. Alpaca 02 Charlie. That's our call sign. Boris, I totally wasted landing in Southampton. No butter, rip, but I said the other alpacas would do much better. Yeah, Boris, you've got to get it down there. It's not the longest runway, 1,700 metres. I think it's 1,500 beyond the threshold, so it's not long. You've got to get in the touchdown zone there. Flight deck to Kim. Captain, answer me, please. Very demanding, but I do my best. What to use on the ground to taxi around, as it is so smooth. Are you using some kind of joystick, and how did you set it? Flight deck to Kim. I'm just using the thrust on my joystick, my Logitech Extreme 3D Pro, and the tiller function. So the twist function on my joystick I have linked to the tiller, and that's how I taxi. That's it. Brad, welcome to the future. 8 AM Wednesday, coming in from Australia. Absolutely awesome. We've got Je m'appelle Jim as well. He's already a member. It's his YouTube username. I would certainly remember Je m'appelle Jim. Yasser Halapon, just finished the Zurich event. My holding time was longer than my trip. How long did you have to hold for, Yasser? Because I was actually considering for this stream today doing the Zurich run, because I know every Tuesday they do the Zurich thing. Zurich, sorry. There we are. Right, we better start setting up for the approach, really. It's London ATC on 77 miles to the top of the super short sector. Oh yes, it looks like we do have London there. Oh, we've got Southampton Tower as well. Perfect. So we've got to get vectors then. Otherwise, we'll plan for the procedural approach from the Southampton VOR.
50, 40, 30.
Thank you very
20,
very much to Lucy Linzer. Changed the name. Oh my god, listen to this.
Have to say, really enjoy a 2-sector. Sorry if I'm slurring a bit like everyone else in chat. I've had a few. Charles is doing a cocktail night and it seems everyone has joined us.
Absolutely crazy. Wizzy Linzer, Lizzie Windsor, you changed your name. You've obviously had a few too many G&Ts. Thank you very much. She says, have to say, really enjoy a 2-sector. Sorry if I'm slurring. Like everyone else in chat, I've had a few. Charles is doing a cocktail night and it seems everyone has joined us. Well, thank you very much, Lizzie Windsor, Wizzy Linzer. Another generous donation. Very, very kind. Unbelievable. You guys literally crack me up. So funny. Oh dear. Dave Hagan, what do you think of people using Unicom as voice instead of text and also as chat? I find them very annoying. Yeah, well, Unicom is good as long as everyone does it properly. Obviously, you're going to get the odd individual who thinks they're having a bit of a laugh, but it's not what the network's there for. It's to try and try and replicate real-world ATC, and that's why, you know, the guy on the ground there, he was just saying hello. I know he's just trying to have a laugh. You know, probably young lad. I understand that, but I just want to make sure that VATSIM is used as it should be, and I think by 99% of the people do it. And I think it's gotten better. I know VATSIM have done some stuff in the background to eradicate a lot of the issues people were having, but Yeah, I think it's great. The network. That's a good tongue twister. Lizzie Windsor, Wizzy Lindsay. I know. Right, anyway, let's start setting up for this approach. This is not too long to go. It's definitely the right flight plan, yes. So, what's the wind? I mean, if the forecast wind is less than 10 knots, there's really not much point in filling it in. Yeah, look, we'll put it in 22 knots. So, forecast 200. Oh, yeah, you've got to put 20,000 in the IXEG, otherwise it won't work. 302.22. Again, I have no idea whether IXEG's VNAV descent path takes this information into account. Put it in anyway. QNH you can't put in, I know that much. Then we have towers, so we find out the weather. I mean, there's the Southampton and Bournemouth Meta. I don't know if it's the airport closes at night, but yeah, there's no Southampton Meta available. Bournemouth Meta was last updated 5 hours ago, and it was saying QNH is 1034, so it can't be too far off from that. Approach-wise, get rid of all the not charts. Moving to Bournemouth, Echo Golf Hotel Indian. Guys, thank you very much to everyone that subscribed. I think we just passed 44,300 subscribers. Really cool. Arrival, thread 1 Sierra. An approach, we just need ILS via SAM VOR. So we're either going to get... oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you see, look, 1520 Zulu. So that 8 is... that METAR... that you've just generated. Thank you very much, appreciate that. It is very old though. 1520 Zulu, last QNH is 1035. There is an 80s available, thanks Seb Slater. We'll definitely have a listen to that. Let's get the VOR active on box 2, 1335. We're going to cross. The beauty of is single pilot, you don't have to tune both boxes. I mean, to fly Cat 1 ILS single channel, you only need one autopilot, so some approaches you have to have a nav aid tune to be able to check a DME out. So we'll have Southampton active if we fly the procedural approach, and then we'll put the ILS active 11075. In fact, you know, we might get vectors anyway with ATC being on. So 1075. Final approach track is 200. There we go. 200. Minimums are 244 feet, which is 200 feet. Again, I leave it at 200. I might have actually put it to 201, but it never seems to... I never get any minimums calls. What did I on the first approach? I can't even remember on the first approach. You know how saturated I get with you guys bombing in and chat and stuff. Mariana giggling at my side. Anyway, our routing is going to be taking us from Thread to Neddle. After Neddle, enter the hold. If not, we'll hopefully get vectors. But the plan is for us is from Neddle to route direct to the SAM VOR. From there, if we don't get vectors, we're going to fly the Category C approach. Category C. The procedural approach for Cat C aircraft. So we can check if that's coded in the FMC correctly now. So legs, plan, and let's step through this then. So we've got Rev 2, Orist, Vexen, Thread. That's the arrival. There's Thread. Max 210 knots at flight level 70. That is coded in the FMC. Then we're going to go to Neddle. Same restriction applies. So again, it's like that ATC controller. Brings our speed back really low and early. Unless we get vectors, we'll keep to those speed restrictions. And I'm going to route direct to the SAM VOR. Now this procedural approach requires a speed of 185 knots. So we've got to go flat 5 really, or flat 2 to bug 185 knots. Outbound will go 7.2 DME, 7, so that is all coded correctly in the FMC. You see the track is 038038, so we can use LNAV. Round we go, extended centre line. It's onto a short final look, 7-mile final. Down to the runway, you have to go around. Toga, straight ahead 3,000 feet, climb straight ahead. Nice and easy, which is why we've got that long magenta line protruding on the nav display. That's what that second magenta line is. One of them's the inbound to Southampton, the other one's the missed approach for the extended centre line. So that's all set. Landing foot was definitely flat 40 today, guys. That's going to give us our landing fuel? No, so it doesn't give us our landing fuel, that's a plug of some sorts. but we'll select conservatively flat 40. I'm going to order brake 3. That should be sufficient. The runway here is... There we go. 1,700 metres. Landing beyond the threshold, or glide slope, just 1,300 metres beyond the glide slope. So if you're flying that very, very short. So flat. Yeah, I'm even tempted to go to order brake max. I think we'll be fine if we get an alpha. If not, we can just backtrack. Cool. Taxi on stand. Very narrow taxiway. It's a bit of a threat, so you have to look for. But that's it. The briefing is complete. Oops, forgot to put the weather radar on. There we are. So back to map. Put the range to 40 miles, and we've got around 30 miles till top of descent. Aviation. I'm going to start a debate. The strawberry quality streets are the best. I do like the strawberry quality streets. Mariana doesn't, it seems. BD Simmer, what does airport closure mean? Airport's closed, yeah, pretty much it. Kato, I think I'm going to get my flight deck to sim slam. Listen, I'll be honest, and I'll remind you of the approach. I'm not going to be going too much for a float. If I go for what we did in Nantes, that could be interesting. Could be interesting. It'll be a bit of a planter. You're approaching kind of like the operational limitations of this aircraft on landing distance. Brad, you'd love to see an alpaca run Perth to Melbourne, Sydney. Call sign Wombat1. I can't believe, I'm so sorry for my Aussie friends. I've not streamed in Australia. I've not streamed in New Zealand. I've not done any streams in the East. It's really bad. Really, really bad. The whole world to explore. I'm only stuck to Europe and occasionally the US. And there's no reason behind that apart from just I have to download the Ortho, the time of day as well. Captain Jack, would a 737 land in Southampton in real life? Yeah, it's doable. And there's shorter runways in which the 737 operates. You know, the one in Brazil, the stream we did 3 months ago in Santos Dumont, that's ridiculously short. In fact, a standard 737-800 can't land. You need a short field package option to get into there. Emery Jimez, when did the NG start flying? 1997, because that was a quiz question last stream. Yeah, we put Richie, they land on aircraft carriers. Evidently so, as we proved last stream. Maxwell Golding, still sad you haven't hit up Renton, Washington. I know, not been to the home of Boeing, have we? Flight deck to trim, random question. Who's the friendliest controller you've been controlled by? What, VATSIM or in real life? You? Oh, yeah. Probably the one that gave him an SRA approach in real life. Yeah, I remember that ice fire. Yeah, he was busy as well. Right, but you've got it. You don't want to upset Jim, the first officer. Smash the thumbs up button. It would seem Jim is trying to weed his way into my relationship with Mariana, offensively. But yeah, guys, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button if you just tuned in. There's around 450 of you tuning in this later night stream here in the UK, so thank you very much for that. We have no target today. 737 is what we always aim for as a minimum. What are we up to? 580. Preposterous. We only need, what's that? 680, 160 more likes. So close, definitely doable. You know what to do. Right, there we are. Reset MCP altitude. So, let's set flight level 70, which is our first restriction. And now we change the flight model to experimental. We'll see if it behaves any differently in descent with drag. Preposterous. Now 26 minutes and already at top of descent. This is a short flight today.
50, 40, 30.
Thank you very much, Jamlin, for the £3 donation. Evening Captain, enjoying the stream whilst working on a livery for the Saab 340. Well, thank you very much, Jamlin, and for your for the many liveries you've made for the Discord, the members. That's very, very kind of you. I think, well, yeah, let me know and I'll update it to the Flight Sim livery channel. Thank you very much. Sub 340, is there a good one of those for Explain 11? Romulo, do we have a quiz today? Sunday's going to be the quiz day whilst I'm off streaming, and I'm going to have a little bit more of a streaming pattern. But yes, what did we say about Tuesdays, Fridays and Sundays? Tuesdays, Fridays, Sundays, maybe in between if there's an event on VATSIM I really want to do. There we are, down we go. The Wiz 100, I've been on an aircraft that flew into Lima Golf Kilo Foxtrot. It's a short runway, and boy, did he slam the anchors on. Yeah, guys, like, it's no joke, you know. We don't always try and slam it down. We don't always try and float it, you know. We just want to make sure we land the touchdown zone. But I can tell you now, if you're landing on a runway that's short, there's no float. You know, we don't try and pull off a smooth landing. It is the aim to get that there. And I've done some pretty firm landings just to make sure I get those wheels where I want them. So once the wheels are down, I can get the speed brake up, I can get my reversers out, I can get the ground spoilers up. I can, you know, that's the only way to get the aircraft to decelerate quickly. If you're in the air, you're not slowing down. You're only slowing down by drag. So you want to get it down like we will in Southampton now. That's my excuse anyway. Your beauty butt or go arounds. You always say that. Not today. Not today. On the fun streams. Guys, go check out Dougal's Simwings project as well. Dougal runs this, and donations to that work towards getting individuals custom-built desktop PC, people who perhaps not in a position to fortunately get something like that, so it's well worth taking a look at. So yeah, having this experimental flight model on, it seems like we're getting a lot more drag compared to the first time. Look, we've already gone back to FMC speed to add thrust because our target speed dropped. Well, it's 15 knots in the NG, but in the 300, I guess it's the same. Once we're back at our target speed, that should go back to retard arm, but it looks like it could be draggier than before. There's retard again. So thrust going back to idle. Arm, and let's have a look at our target speeds. There's arm, and you can see, look, our speed is slowly reducing. So yeah, having the experimental flight model on and explain is definitely generating more drag. So it's gonna go back to FMC speed again. We'll have a look with the flaps. Maybe on approach it'll be perfect. So it's definitely not draggy enough with the flaps out. The Zebra mod, by the way, I think at the moment is experimental flight model off. William Henwood, question for the boss. When you do a fast taxi on a runway, example for backtrack, how fast does one go in a 737? You can go faster than 30 knots, it's up to 50, but I would go up to 50, I would do 40, 45 max. Toga, very good to see, Captain. We'll try it out later, the experimental flight module on. Yeah, that's just a recommendation from IXEG. You see, look, we're going back to FMC speed. On their website, it says recommend having it on for this version. Henry Jimenez, what would be the maximum vertical speed to be a landing not to be considered hard? A good question. I've kind of found out it's around 700-800 feet per minute. I've definitely landed up to that. I've landed well over 500 before for sure, especially on very short runways. The gear on the 7, well, any commercial airlines, they're built like brick houses. They can take a lot of punishment. Obviously, the intention isn't to smash it down, and you can obviously damage it if you're excessively landing it. But there's systems on it which will notify the engineering if it's been a literal hard landing where it has to have an engineering inspection. Thankfully, I've never triggered that, but that would require an engineer's inspection over a certain. It's measured in G. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what the G is. Seb Slater, how do you calculate your minimum clean speed? Well, in the 737-800, all you need to do is take your VREF 40, flat 40, add 70 knots, and that is your clean speed, your up clean speed. So, I mean, again, the 300, not sure, but imagine we're in the 800 here. If you take your flat 40 speed, which is 130 knots, that means our clean speed, if it was a 737-800, is exactly 200 knots. That's the up speed, and I'll use that today. Tim Crew, oil pressure looks low on the left edge. I know we've been keeping a close eye on that on this second sector. You can see, look, it's on the edge of start, it was in the amber. Look, it's obviously thrust is coming up now, but yeah, the pressure's down. Oil temperature's fine, but the quantity's lower. It's not vibrating anymore. It's not actually. The right engine's using a little bit more fuel. Oh, that'll be the APU. Why is it using APU from the right fuel tank? I'd expect it to be fuel used to be high on the left tank. I don't know. Does the APU feed from the right tank in the 300? Why would they? No, they surely wouldn't change it. Right, anyway. No ATC popping on just yet for us. FMC, what you want? Now we're on drag required. Okay, well it's gone back to the target speed for now. So let's leave it as a kind of experiment. It should be slowing down to 240 below 10,000 feet. Approaching 12 now. It's obviously updated to target speed for that. We'll see what VNAV does. Don't know if that's more. Captain Jack, could you do a 2-sector day in the Zevo? Absolutely, we've done several before. Luca, what's the maximum G-force an airliner can support? Well, 2.5 is the maximum structural G loading, I think. Certified structural G loading, but you don't want to be putting anything over 1.5 G, really. So is it going to slow down to 250 below 10,000? It seems hell-bent on maintaining 276 at the moment. Just want to see if it pitches up just as an experiment. Slow down. Don't think it is. I'll have to use a bit of speed brake here just to help it on its way. Oh, there's Southampton Tower. Right. Well, it's just bust that speed then, so we're going to bring the speed brake out now. Just bring it back to 240 knots, help it out a little bit. Oh look, I think it's given me, look, the path's levelled off, so I think it actually gave me a little bit of a level segment here to bring the speed back anyway. Interesting. So I've slowed the speed brake again now. It's a shame, is there any wind lighting? No. That's exactly where it should be illuminating. Yeah, so now, look, VNAV has levelled off, speed's going way back, it should go back to FMC speed now, around 225 knots, there we go, FMC speed, so yeah, the VNAV's levelled off, so I think that was VNAV attempting to bring the speed back, so instead of commanding a gentle descent, they basically programmed it to level off, and that's why my speed's now low, because I artificially brought it back with speed brake, but now it's going to add thrust, bring the speed back, and then descend on the VNAV path. I don't know if the VNAV's quite up to scratch on this. 56 miles. And we're, oh no, obviously, yeah, we've got the restriction of thread. Yeah, okay. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, the thread level at flight level 70 is what VNAV's going to give us. And it looks like it's on target to do that. Yeah, it's not too bad. Oh yeah, post-cruise checks now. Thank you very much. Usually we put the outboard lights on late with landing clearance. PM would do that, but I just do it all at this stage, single pilot. Lights, APUs off, pressurization set, seatbelts on, recall, there we are, checks complete. Yeah, now that's pretty good now. Now we're reaching the 70 restriction at thread. It's holding the speed quite nicely, the thrust isn't idle, that VNAV unbuff's quite good. London South Centre still hasn't sent you a request to contact them. Nope, I've had no pings or dings at the moment. I'm still connected. Is the dome off? I think so. No, it isn't. What do you reckon, guys? Dome off or on? It's a little bit too dark. Oh, I love that. They have that in the FlyJ Sim, that little like that.
50,
Pretty cool.
40, 30, 20.
Thank you very much, Jensen, for the pound donation. If you want a bit more drag in the real 300 but don't want to add spoiler, extend the outboard landing lights. That's about 300 feet per minute. Really? As much as that? complete your descent without affecting speed. Just keep it below 250 when you do. Thank you very much, Jensen. That sounds like a lot. I mean, in the NG, it's negligible, the retracts. But, yeah, I mean, I'll just bring the speed brake out. That's what it's for. Anyway, there's flight level 70. As per the arrival, not bad. Levelled off. Bring the speed back to 210 knots. Looks like VNAV's managing that as well. Yeah, pretty good. I think the VNAV's pretty good in this aircraft. Positive rate. Whoa, you're about to land already? Yeah, super short flight. Should be super short. 26, so we should be landing in around 13, 14 minutes. Remember that magenta line? That's from the missed approach. Why is VNAV telling me to descend? Really? No, it did mess around earlier. 45 miles away. 45.90, we should be at 13,000 feet. I'm not buying this. I'm not buying this. Why is it telling me to descend now? I've got Nedl 70, and it's coded hard at 70. Yeah, so it should be saying I'm on profile there. This is now it's going 2,800 feet low. Okay, well that's more like it. But I updated that to 70, and now it's worked. So yeah, there's a few little bugs with VNAV, it would seem. I mean, we can maintain this flight level all the way to Southampton, so I'm going to stay at 70 for a short while longer. Distance to run from Southampton, 25 miles. 22.20. So we're going to be at Southampton in 6 minutes, overhead the airfield. In fact, you can see the airport already. And we're over obviously the English Channel. There comes the south coast. 210 knots. Good. Mark T, what time for the carrier landing, Captain? There's no aircraft carrier around today. Oh, look at that. Lovely alpaca Congo. I'll give you something for Southampton to think about. They'll definitely need to reduce... There's going to have to be holding for the procedural approach. They can't get people in that quickly. It'll be quite interesting to see what happens here. At least we're at the front of the line. Well, I thought this stream would go on for about 3 hours, so up to 3 hours 15. Probably about 3.5. Still no one asking to contact them. Fixing my overlay. Cool. Flight decker, how's Jack? He's downstairs. Mary's just nipped downstairs as well because it's one of her friend's birthday, so she's called him up. It's from Portugal, so it's just gone midday. Midnight there. Midday. Will Bewley head towards Plymouth. HMS Queen Elizabeth is there. See what you did there. So no ATC, that's interesting. Oh, London said it's just gone offline, that's why. Okay, that's a shame. We'll get tower up and running out. Tower frequency is 118.2, so we'll put that on standby for now. We are, so 70 by Nedl. Ideally, you want to be overhead the beacon around 5,000–6,000 feet. So, if we've not been contacted, just around 2 minutes before the beacon, we'll contact ATC. Henry Jimenez, if you overpass the touchdown zone, is it mandatory to go around? It'd be pretty sensible to, you don't want to be... I mean, if you go beyond the touchdown zone, that's ridiculous. You've got well way past where you should do. It's just judgment. But, so you just don't really do. I've never ever had that issue. I've never flown with anyone that's had that issue. MSC, you've slowed down to 220 to give some spacing. I guess you are behind me or joining me in here, but we're doing 210 knots as per the arrival. So yeah, even 220 is going to be too fast, buddy. If you're flying the same arrival as me, look, maximum 210 knots after thread, max 210 knots after Neddle, so it's 210 all the way into Southampton, which you can see ahead of us. So MSC, you want to be doing 210 maximum, otherwise you will be behind. Just have a look here. Yeah, the separator is very tight. He's only around, I'd say, 45 seconds behind us. And there it is. I'm busy on the roads tonight. Driving on the right hand side as well. Unbelievable. I feel like I should be contacting Southampton. Right, there's V now. That looks a little bit more accurate now. I don't know what it was doing earlier, but I should think that's a good representation of our path. So I think I might even follow that. So what I'm going to do is set 6,000 feet. We're going to set the last QNH, which was, I think was 1035. So let's go vertical speed. Just set it down gently. Set QNH 1035. Oops, I just moved the minimums bug. Go back to VNav now. Standby as well. It's the exact standby that you get the older NGs to. Right, so we're descending down on VNav. We're going to follow this path. Speed's just running away a little bit. Remember, it's max 210, so I'm just going to bring the speed brake out to get back to 210 knots. Let's go overhead the beacon. I feel like he should have told me to contact him, so I might just contact him myself.
50, 40, 30, 20.
Thank you very much to Je m'appelle Jim for the pound donation. If this doesn't work, I'll look like a right mug, but Jim told me to tell you that he apologised for his behaviour earlier and that him and the Queen are huge fans of yours. Well, thank you very much, Je m'appelle Jim, for your kind donation. I don't know what you're referring to, but very kind donation nonetheless. Right, let's get rid of the speed brake. We can now go down to 1,800 feet. Level change, because we're going to get high here. 3,000 feet, I'm going to keep it at 210 knots. Just now we're pretty much on the VNav profile, that's good. Just stowed the speed brake as well. Let's try and contact Tower, tell him where we are. Southampton Tower, good evening. Alpaca 02 Charlie, descending to 3,000 feet on the procedural approach for ILS runway 20.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Alpaca 02 Charlie, hello and good evening.
For the epic induction to XP and Zibbo some time ago, cheers chat. Hash by mice.
My goodness me, who are you? Lieutenant Major's just taking 50 quid. Oh my goodness me, for the epic induction to explain to Zebo some time ago. Cheers chap. He says hashtag buy mice. I don't know who you are, Major, but that's an incredibly generous donation wherever you are, and that's very, very kind. Thanks for your donation, and yeah, I mean, it's my pleasure to help bring to the community an epic realistic aircraft. I help contribute that. My input is very small compared to, say, to Zebo and Tim and Twerk, so I just fly it, give them a bit of feedback, and then it works and stuff. Right, I've completely lost track here, but that's very kind, Major, whoever you are, thank you. Let's go to flap 2. We're meant to be doing maximum 185 knots, so there's 185. We're pretty much on the profile. We can actually go down now to 1,800 feet. I'm not following the VNav path anymore. Outbound from the beacon. Yeah, very kind, Lieutenant Major or L Major, whoever you are, but wherever you are, so they're very, very generous of you. Thank you. So we're going to go flap 5 now. We're going to speed back to 180. Just round at 7.2 miles, we'll make our turn onto final. So we did the post-cruise checks, approach checklist, then 2 frequencies attuned. We've got the ILS and SAM VOR. Fictions don't have idents. Actually, where are the idents on here? I've not idented a single nav aid tonight. I guess just like here we can do this. We're going to get any dots and dashes. Looks like we're not. Let's try VNAV again. Speed window open. Ah, VNAV speed. No VNAV speed. Okay, we'll go vertical speed then. I'll control it myself. Bring speed back to 160 as we turn final. And we don't have any terrain ND on the display. 7-knot tailwind here as well. Probably the wrong runway in use. Right, looking good for this approach though.
There
we are, just 1 dot
30,
off the glide
20,
slope. Very happy with that.
10.
So we'll arm approach. MCP's very dark. And we'll shallow off that vertical speed as well to 700 feet per minute. Yeah, I think the LNAV and VNAV on this aircraft is very, very good. Very impressed with it, actually, with the IXEG. Thank you very much, Flight Deck to Bin, who's just donated £1. I wonder if you can guess who I am. Here's a clue. Gear up. Positive rate? Oh, my goodness me. You guys need to... I don't even know what to say. Out acquire, that's fine. Vorlock. We'll level off at 1800 feet, which is a step altitude. So I came in a little bit shallow, but I'll accept that today. Matching the Herdingberg to 200. Yeah, I've screwed that CDA a little bit up there. Why is it not level off at 1800 though? Out hold, it's carrying on descending, and it's completely overshot the centre line here. So LNAV, I was just saying it's pretty good. It's gone a little bit off there, but the VNAV path is good. Look at the glides though coming in, VNAV path coming in as well. Look at my attitude though. My attitude is ridiculously high. 10 degrees.
Downwind a little bit, just for
That's
the basic,
insane. Why is my attitude up there? Gear down flat 15, 160 flat 5. My attitude should be at 5 degrees. I've got a TCAS alert as well from traffic on the procedure. They shouldn't have that. It shouldn't be that tight. I don't think he's going to be there. Right, glide slope capture, missed approach altitude 3,000 feet set. Bring the speed back as well. Yeah, it's still too draggy. Gonna have to go flat 25 here. What's our final approach speed here? 130, just plug in 135. Yeah, it's still really draggy. Completely ignore me. It's still not draggy enough. In fact, experimental flight model feels the same. It should be slowing down much quicker there. I don't know what the attitude was doing at 10 degrees. That's much better, that picture. Flat 40. Landing checklist to flaps. Start switch is continuous. Speed brake arm. Oh god, I forgot to call 10 miles.
50, 40, 30.
Sorry, I forgot to
20,
call final there.
10.
Cleared to land Alpaca 02 Charlie. Right, we've got, my goodness me, start switch is continuous, recall check. Speed brake arm, green light, landing gear down, so you can auto brake set. Flaps 40 green light, lights are on, checks complete. Thank you very much, Anthony Till, for the $20. Please, can you make sure Jim gets this? He's got his wallet on his date with Mariana. Anthony, I can hear Mariana laughing downstairs. There's your middle finger coming up. And Toga, thanks again for the 70. Oh my god, I forgot it was. I think the butter mentally will kick in. Pound of butter mentality, Captain. Thank you very much, guys. Right, disconnecting autopilot. Disconnecting the auto throttle. Checks complete. Let's match the thrust up. Right, no butters here, guys.
Okay, so I'm not the
30,
well, I would
20,
be certified still this
10.
but give or take it
I've got TAs, we've got ATC, there's the train station. So much of those lovely views I talked about outside, I'm so busy. Oh my goodness me, 3 reds.
30,
Yeah,
20,
understood.
10.
Information overload here. Right, keep it coming down. Check, close, very firm. Oh no! Oh, that was too hard, but it's acceptable. Well, no, minus 400, I think, for this runway is actually alright. I'd be happy with that at work. Right, there's reverses, speed brakes up, 100 knots, 80 knots, 60 knots, manual braking.
50,
Gonna try and make this
40,
exit.
30,
Unreversed, yeah, no problem. You can see, guys, you do not want to float. There's the end of that runway coming up. If I'd floated even for 100 feet. Reverse is stowed. Speed brake's coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the no butter hard landing in Southampton. Like I said, I wasn't messing around here. It's 1,500 metres.
Alpaca 1 for Alpha, downwind, runway 20.
Let's try not to cut the corner.
Alpaca 1 for Alpha, Roger.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here. I'm not even looking at chat.
Charlie, welcome to Southampton. Taxi Alpha and Park Stand 7.
Alpha Stand 7, Alpaca 02 Charlie. Face the ATC, man. Bye-bye. Perfect. Strobe's coming off. That was a lot. Yeah, I haven't had a landing as hard as that for a very long time. It was too hard. I was looking for around 250, 300. What was it, 400 something? That, honestly, guys, though, and I mean this seriously, yeah, you'd feel like that was a firm landing in the real aircraft. You're like, way in the back, and you'd be thinking, God blimey, there'll be a lot of people. But that is acceptable, honestly. The aircraft could take that landing every day, 3 or 4 times a day, no problem. A little bit firmer than I wanted, obviously, but acceptable for this sort of runway length. Right, let's start the APU. I think I moved that off accidentally. There we go. Stand 7, he said. Let's just see where that is. Can't get lost here, really. There we are. So it's the second left after 6. So we should be coming up here. Right, weather radar off. Was always off. There's stand number 6. Yes, afterwards. That's fine. Stand number 7. Flight director's coming off. Start switches off. Strobes are off. Probes off. That'll do. Here comes stand number 7. Next left. Oh, my new spines to sim. Right. Yeah. I'm not looking forward to looking to chat. Can you hear Mariana downstairs? Right, there's stand 7. Try not to blind all the ground crew. Right, so if you see a stop sign like this, I'll show you exactly where you need to stop. Get a lot of these at certain airports. You don't actually need a marshal in that case. Oh, I've got all my lights screwed up here. So yeah, overshoot it slightly around there, I reckon.
Okay,
right, I think I might have overshot it slightly, but that should work out quite nicely. Right, let's turn these lights off. APU's coming up on the bus. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Oh, don't forget to retract the flaps. You know what to do in chat, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, look, I've overshot it slightly, but you got the idea. Guys, welcome to Southampton. Very good. Local time here, 11:30 in the evening. Right, I don't even want to say. Right, let's have a look here at chat firstly. Well, firstly, the say thanks to the donations. Got yours in there, Toga, right at the end. Thank you very much for the donation. I read that very quickly. I think the butter mentality will kick in and overpower the no butter mentality. How wrong you were, Toga. Thank you very much for the donation, man. I was only satisfying Cater's request for a hard landing. That's all I was doing, guys. You know that's the case. Anthony, I got you $20. That's very kind of you. Mariana heard it as well. I had a going crazy downstairs as well. So that's very kind of you too. Cheers to Flight Deck to Bin for the £1 50/40 butter, 50/40 hard landing. Brad Delamont for coming $10. Thank you very much. He says enjoying the stream. Very good day to you, sir. Enjoy your morning. Thank you for your donation. And Toga again coming in with another donation. Very kind of you, man. I don't know what to say. He says, how do I get to the cargo holds from my seat? Only joking. Also, Stream Captain really enjoyed it. Well, that's very kind, Toga. Yes, unfortunately, our the floor of our aircraft at Alpaca Airs is made out of crisp packets. So yes, a hard landing, you would have gone straight through it into the cargo hold, where you would have seen some stairways for that. But, that's great. Thank you very much. Awesome stuff. Right, we'll disconnect from the VATSIM network. Thank you for everyone that joined in as well for the flight today, and thank you to Tower Southampton for coming online to provide the ATC. I very much doubt that Southampton would have been staffed otherwise, but really appreciate that nonetheless. My goodness, right, what else you got to say in chat then? My neck, said Maxwell Golding. Al, said Maxwell Golding. We had 5 out of 6 cellos broken from Rika to Rids. Dan Bennett said, typical Japan Airlines landing. Dan, I really wish we didn't discuss our airline, my operator here. Ethan 7878 absolutely planted it using the ground as speed brake. Dougal McTavish, yes, can we get to 700 likes, guys? Push for more. Till we get up to 700 at least. 737 is obviously the target. Not to matter. Positive rate says we haven't had a landing since the Twin Otter. Yeah, that was hard. Flight deck to Butter said very disappointed. Anthony Murphy said new spines to sim. Brilliant. My back to sim was also hashtagged as well. We had my eyes because I forgot to put the lights off as well. Smoke those tyres, said Matt Surley. And lastly, Ben Harper, seatbelt ripped off. My goodness, guys. Oh, Mariana, what did you have to say? My neck, my back, my landing, and my goods. I won't read the lyrics for that full song, Mariana, because we know exactly what they are. I'm going to go downstairs. And guys, if you don't hear from Mariana in any future live streams, you know what will happen. She'll have been locked in the shed permanently. Could you hear her? Unbelievable. Guys, where do we start today? Thank you so much for a really enjoyable two-sector stream. In the IXG 737-300, you know, I can't critique it. It worked really well. It's a nice pay-aware aircraft. All the systems work. There's a few little bugs which I tried to point out. And I think, guessing they've updated it now, they'll listen to feedback from the community and fix a few of those bugs. Otherwise, I did fly this as per real-world SOPs, and it worked out pretty well. I have to admit, it's a good aircraft. Is it better than Zebra mod? Well, only time will tell. But obviously, you know how much I love the Zebra mod and the work we put into it. So that's it, guys. Awesome stuff. Let's now end the stream, of course, looking at the replay. There we go. So hopefully not as dark as it was in Nantes. There's a nice bit of lighting, and I left the wing lights on for this approach. Let's actually see how hard it was. Hello, Jack. Coming here because you know I'm ending the stream. Thank you very much, Maxwell Golden. Have a great one, Flight Deck Sim and Mrs. Flight Deck Sim. Thank you very much. Fio, I am Francais. Fantastic. Let's actually have a look. Oh, yeah. Yeah, honestly, it wasn't that bad. It was a little bit firm. It didn't bounce. I mean, I've had a firm landing where it's bounced very comfortably. Years ago. But, yeah, that is, like, right on the money. It did bounce, to be fair. You know, that would be a real poor. But, yeah, acceptable. Look at the light. Just have a look at the lighting on that. That is so good. Looks really realistic. Really nice. Was a fine touchdown, not gonna lie. You got it. You're my new favourite person in here. List of it, thank you. Rob, I'll try and do that again. I was zooming out accidentally though. Yeah, it was firm, and it did bounce as well. About 100 feet per minute too firm. Let's do another one. And then I had to brake very hard to make the exit, or to brake 3 wasn't enough. The lighting illumination on the runway is superb, really. Yeah, boom. Fantastic. Well, we got down there in the end. Right, what view are we going to go for? I think this view, because you can see the terminal. Guys, thank you so much for another incredible stream. Really enjoyed doing this one. I hope you enjoyed the content. I'm able to obviously do a lot more at the moment. We'll keep you posted with plans with that. But as we mentioned today's stream, we're hoping to have a bit more of a schedule. Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Maybe a few things in between until we go back to work. Who knows? There are redundancies on my operator. I'm keeping a close eye on things, but I'm confident we should be okay. And I hope all of you are doing safely and haven't been made redundant as well. We'll hopefully get back to a bit of normality soon. It seems to be we're on that way, so fingers crossed to all of us. Guys who donated today as well, incredible generosity from a lot of you. I really don't know what to say as ever, so thank you very much for all of that. For everyone that signed on as a member, thanks to the moderators as well for keeping chat tidy, apart from Mariana. I'm not very impressed with her composure today. What's this? Fico says, the light... Oh no, Mariana Lou says, guys, if we want to get 700 likes, I'll cancel my date with one of the gyms. Thank you very much to everyone that subscribed as well. Thumbs up the video, all the usual stuff. And if all goes to plan, I'll see you on Friday evening. Stay safe, God bless you all, and see you then. Bye-bye now. Sorry, God, say bye then. Yeah, that's the last time you'll hear from Mariana. Bye.